Hello again. It's that time again. We've gone another 50 chapters. Well, not yet, but we will be. We will have gone. So, and that means that we've got the 101 to 150 chapter quiz coming up. And I should have already put a notification in the quiz questions channel on the Discord for anybody wanting to submit any questions for the upcoming quiz. So, if you're interested, check that out. Uh, And that should be everything. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So if you're interested, go ahead. And now we will. I really feel like I'm forgetting something. Sorry. Whatever. I can add it in later. So, chapter 148 Princess versus Evil Witch. Lola was in the simulator. Meavery, Vince, Laney, Lana, and Lisa were in the control room. Excuse me. The simulator activated, and Lola found herself in the world of Maleficent from 2014. Oof. Oh, wow, I'm in Maleficent. Maleficent. Yeah, one of my favorite movies, says Lola. Lola explored the world of fairies, and she found in a tree a young Maleficent. Ah, wow, it's Maleficent from when she was young, says Lola. Lola spread her wings of fire and flew up to her. Maleficent, says Lola. She looked at Lola. That's what young Maleficent looks like? Surely this is like somebody's fan creation, because that just looks like an anime girl. Doesn't look like the Queen of Evil or whatever Maleficent is. Oh well. She looked at Lola. Shh, my name is Lola Loud, says Lola. It's a pleasure to meet you, says Maleficent. Here we go. I'm just now realizing this is absolutely. I mean, look. Oh, she's so cute. I don't know how old she is, so I'm not going to say anything crazy, but oh, she's so cute. And so naturally, even though she's super duper evil, we're going to redeem her. At least I'm pretty sure she's evil. I know there was the Maleficent movie which humanized her, but in the original, um, crap, what movie is Maleficent from? Sleeping Beauty? Maybe. Uh, Whatever. Like I was, yeah, Sleeping Beauty, because she pricked her hand on the needle for spinning, the spinning needle, and then she fell into a deep sleep or something like that. But not important. She was definitely very much evil in that movie. But this is clearly not Maleficent from that movie. So who knows? What was this? Oh, that's convenient. Lynn and Order, love stinks. Okay, I'm getting off track. So for all I know, maybe this is super nice, not evil Maleficent, and one way or another, she's getting added to a harem. That much is obvious. It's a pleasure to meet you, says Maleficent. Same here. I have a powerful warning for you. King Stefan is a power-hungry madman that will stop at nothing to kill all fairies, says Lola. How do you know that? Asks Maleficent. I have my own sources. Also, there's an alternate version of you that I've seen that is evil in its purest form. Okay. And is full of hatred, evil, and bitterness. She, dot, dot, dot. Well, let me show you. Why did I say whatever? Says Lola. Let me show you. Lola puts her hand on Maleficent's head and shows her everything she knows and how from her time and more. Maleficent saw King Stefan take her wings, and she cursed Aurora with an eternal sleep curse when she turned 16, and she got her wings back, as well as kill King Stefan and even her evil self fighting Prince Philip. When it was done, it took 2 minutes for her to digest all the info. Okay, only 2 minutes? That's absolutely horrible, says Maleficent. Yeah, agrees Lola. I can't believe that Stefan is going to be king, and he's going to take my wings, and I curse his own daughter with an eternal sleep spell, says Maleficent. Yeah. Stefan is evil, but the one oh my god, but the one in where your evil self is a loving and benevolent king. Blah 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 blah. Says Lola. He sure is, and that's different. What are we doing here? Are we just going to? Are we trying our best to like make it known that like yeah, okay, I get it. What good does Maleficent know knowing about alternate universe Maleficent have to do with anything? It's not going to change anything. I don't think. Whatever. I just don't know the motivation. Okay. He sure is, and that's different. And I can't believe that my alternate self is that evil, says Maleficent. Hard to imagine, says Lola. We have to stop my evil self, says Maleficent. Oh, that's why. Okay. Sure. All right. Well, okay. And we will, says Lola. Lola forms a portal and it leads into the world of Disney's Sleeping Beauty. You know, that's crazy, right? Just yeah, the simulator starts out with us going to one universe just so that we can collect a person and then oh geez. I guess it happened with the dip into Goku that like two of the Naruto chapters had, so whatever. It's not impossible. It's just infuriating. The world of Disney's Sleeping Beauty. They went in and found themselves in front of the Forbidden Mountain. It was a dark and extremely dangerous place. Her castle is up there, says Lola. Let's go, says Maleficent. They flew up to the top and came up to an evil castle. This is where my evil self lives? Asks Maleficent. Yeah, answers Lola. Whoa, crazy. Wow. Hello? I'll try again. All right, well, oh well. Just get a good look at it here because I can't seem to make the image bigger. They both bust into the castle and they both saw Maleficent's evil self. Maleficent, it's over for you. I hate saying Maleficent now. I always thought it was a cool name, but saying it this many times is making me angry. It's over for you, says Maleficent. So you fools have come to rescue the young prince, asks evil Maleficent. She is evil. Oh, wow. Dude, she's a queen. Dude, slay. She's got, ow, something just popped in a bad way, but we'll live. We'll live. She's got bad bitch energy. Ah, you will pay for everything that you've done. We won't let you get away with everything you've done, says Maleficent. Mind you, this is good Maleficent. Oh, yeah, yeah, I don't have to justify that because it says evil Maleficent. Okay, well, cool. It's time to finish you off once and for all, says Lola. You poor simple fools. You think you can defeat me? Me, the mistress of all evil? Asks evil Maleficent. We don't think we know. What? Oh, we don't think we don't think we know. A little comma would have make a lot more sense. We don't think, we know, says Lola. Lola fired a blast of fire at her and burned her face. Crazy. You know, a lot of these fights like start off suddenly, and without warning, and it feels kind of cheap. Because I mean, this is Maleficent. She's got magic. There's no way she'd just let a fireball hit her face. She's got spells, probably. Expelliarmus. Expecto Patronum. Okay. Burned her face. Maleficent created a spike vine rope and lashed the evil Maleficent in the face. Lola kicked her in the stomach and uppercut her and fired a blast of fire at her back. Maleficent punched her evil self in the mouth and kicked her in the face. While the fight was going on, the good fairies freed Prince Philip and armed him with the Sword of Truth and a powerful shield. He escaped the dungeon and got on his horse and rode back to the castle. Cool. Lola and Maleficent flew with him, and and the evil Maleficent saw them getting away, and she fired purple lightning blasts at them. Oh, right, yeah, best to retreat, because clearly Maleficent would have killed you all. You're kidding. Whatever. They just want to do the big dragon fight, don't they? Who cares if it puts people at risk? Let's fall back so that we can get more cinematic with this shit. Uh, Lola fired blasts of fire and blew apart the tower, but evil Maleficent was standing. That only slowed her down, says the Maleficent. We have to hurry, says Lola. Yes, come on, says Prince Philip. The evil Maleficent decided to delay them. A forest of thorns shall be his tomb, borne through the skies on a fog of doom. Now go with a curse and serve me well. Round Stephan's castle cast my spell, says evil Maleficent. She formed a storm over Stephan's castle, and purple lightning struck around it, and a huge wall of thorn bushes formed. Yeah, if only we could burn them all away. Oh, wait. Why doesn't young Maleficent just counteract the spell? Anyways, uh-oh, says Lola. They were stopped, and the evil Maleficent laughed malevolently. Maleficently. She hasn't won yet, says Maleficent. They slashed and burned through the thorns without any problems. Oh, who could have seen that coming? No! Screamed evil Maleficent, enveloping herself in a green fire aura. It cannot be! She flew towards them, and as they got to the bridge, she appeared before them and was enveloped in an aura of intense green fire. Now shall you all deal with me and all what? Now shall you all deal with me and all the powers of hell. Okay. A massive boom was heard, and she laughed malevolently, and she transformed into an evil dragon. She became an evil dragon, says Lola. Oh, I thought she turned into a good dragon. The evil I'm sensing from my evil self is intense, says Maleficent. How can she be that evil? asks Prince Philip. I don't know, man. Bad upbringing? That's evil. Yeah, I gotta say. Kind of looks like a Skylander. Just a bit, just a bit. We don't know, Philip, says Flora. Who the hell is Flora? Who the hell is Flora? Where did Flora come from? I don't know. Lola forms a sword of pure fire. She's about to become a dead dragon. I feel like fire against a dragon doesn't make much sense, but oh well. Let's slay this monster, says Lola. Maleficent outformed a sword of razor sharp vines. Let's, says Maleficent. This is so cool. They flew and ran at her. Well, which is it? Because I know they can both fly. Whatever. Which one flew and which one ran? And she breathed a stream of green fire at them and destroyed the bridge. Lola fired a stream of fire at evil Maleficent, and it hit her in the eye. Now, sword of truth, fly swift and sure that evil die and good endure, says Flora. Who? Why is Flora here? She didn't even form a sword. Whatever. Philip threw the sword, and it skewered the evil Maleficent into her back in her black and twisted heart. As she was about to fall down, Maleficent grabbed the sword, and the evil Maleficent was dead. Oh, good, because we wouldn't want to give up a cool sword, would we? She was nothing more than a stain of black on the ground. That's it for her, says Maleficent. Not at all, mortified or off put by the fact that she just killed herself. Oh, but she was evil, so who cares? Uh, Good riddance. That's it for her, says Maleficent. Yep, good riddance to bad rubbish, says Lola. You said it, Lola, says Merryweather, who I also don't know. Let's go save the princess, says Fauna, who I also don't know. In the castle tower, they saw Prince Philip kiss Aurora, and the curse was broken, and she awoke and kissed him. Aww. It was a joyous and romantic sight. Lola and Maleficent were heroes in Stephan's kingdom. Maleficent, I couldn't have done all this without your help, says Lola. I beg to differ. In fact, I don't think you or Maleficent had much to do with the final little fight there. It just seems like Philip threw the sword. Like, what did you do? Whatever. I was happy to help, says Maleficent. Maleficent decided to go to the Loud House, go figure, with Lola and learn more about the world. The simulation ended, and Lola introduced Maleficent to all of us. The end, another fanfiction completed. I wanted to do a mix of Maleficent from 2014 and Sleeping Beauty from 1959. Angelina Jolie went from Tomb Raider to the Mistress of All Evil in 2014's Maleficent. She was awesome in that movie, and she did an outstanding and fantastic job in that movie. There's a difference, however, with both movies. Maleficent from 1959 was killed near the end, and she was pure evil from the very start. Maleficent from 2014 was born good and the queen of the Moors. Oh, and she had magnificent wings to boot, but King Stefan was the true villain in that movie. King of a weird, kind of a weird twist, but really cool. Maleficent got her heart of stone because of King Stefan cutting off her wings. What a heartless and evil monster. But nonetheless, they were both great and awesome movies. 2019 marks the 60th anniversary of Sleeping Beauty. I hope they make more live action variants of our favorite Disney movies in the future, and I have a feeling that they will. What I would really like to see is The Little Mermaid. But anyway, let me know what you all think. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. I hope they make more live action variants of our favorite Disney movies in the future, and I have a feeling that they will. I have to check. I'm not going to do it now, but I have to check when this particular chapter came out. Dude, that's okay. 11 February 2018. I don't know how many. I don't know if there's been any. Like, when was the first live action? Like, the first proper. Because this is more of an adaptation, you know? Because this, yeah, Maleficent is good in this one, and Stefan is evil, as opposed to the original. So it's kind of a different story, and that's cool. At least it isn't completely shameless in its uh, copying and use of renowned. God, that's crazy. Jeez, and of course, James would like them. Of course. Hey, I mean, it's lazy writing. That's his forte. His cup of tea. Where's my trash can? Guess I got hungry and ate it. Oh well. Okay. Sick. See you next time. Sleeping Beauty and Maleficent belong to Walt Disney Studios. Chapter. Oh my God! What? Oh, it's so damn long. Look at that. It's like a little grain of rice. Okay. Chapter 149. Vince's Journey. P1. Obviously, part one. I just want to make it known that I understand what P1 means. Oh, I hadn't had it expanded. Okay. Vince is in the simulator for an exercise, and we are preparing him for it. We're helping Vince prepare for his exercise. We placed a sealing jutsu on him that prevents him from aging in the simulator. We've calculated the simulator so that 15 seconds is equal to 1 year. I say to the viewers, oh, good lord. Is it just going to be Vince? Vince alone? Well, Vince, obviously there'll be other characters, but, returning character will only be Vince for however long this lasts, whatever. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure, hey, maybe following Vince instead of JD is going to be a breath of fresh air. We finished preparing him. Thanks. Thank you, guys, says Vince. No problem. Now, this exercise is going to start out when Naruto was born. No! Okay, oh, jeez. Okay, this is going to start when Naruto was born. You're gonna go on all of them on Naruto's adventures from day one and train him in everything you know and more. I say. I understand, says Vince. Good luck, partner, I say. Thank you, JD, says Vince. Oh, good lord. Good lord. Just spare me, please. Vince got into the simulator and I activated it, and Vince found himself in the world of Shinobi on October 10th, the night of Naruto's birth, and he saw the nine-tailed fox attacking the leaf. That's pretty scary. It's not as scary as reading this crap, though. All right. Looks like I got here just in time. JD is. What do you mean, just in time? It's not like you decide when you get there. It's a simulator, all right? You, if you didn't get there just in time, then you just end the simulation and tell JD, yeah, can you take me back like an extra hour or something? Whatever. Looks like I got here just in time. JD is right. I sense that someone is controlling the fox. I can also sense that Minato is fighting the man that's responsible, says Vince. Vince spread his wings and flew to Minato. He found him fighting a masked man. It is a rogue Uchiha, says Vince. He flew down and destroyed his mask with a devastating kick. Who are you? Asks Minato to Vince. My name is Vince Pusateri. I came to help you, says Vince. I greatly appreciate it, Vince, says Minato. The masked man got up and revealed his face, and sure enough, it was Orochimaru. Orochimaru? Exclaims Minato, shocked. I knew Orochimaru could never be trusted, says Vince. That's right, Minato. I wanted the position of fourth Hokage, but you wouldn't give it to me, so I decided to get even by destroying the very village I call home, says Orochimaru. That's. I mean, I sure hope he. Whatever, just go ahead and reveal your plans. I'm sure that's a great idea. So, your heart was full of darkness, Orochimaru, and Sarutobi was right to give me the title, says Minato. A Hokage's heart and motives must be pure, and they must be willing to protect everyone they care about and throw their life on the line to protect the village. And that's something to a warped freak like you can never understand, says Vince. Our hero, everybody, being ableist or overall judgmental of a person's physical features. Actually, I don't know what Orochimaru looks like, so maybe he's just calling him warped in like an evil way and not like a physically warped way. Anyways, I agree with you, Vince. And I couldn't have said it better than myself. Better than myself. You mean better myself? Whatever. Says Minato. You're wrong. I will be back and I will destroy the leaf. I swear it, says Orochimaru. And I will be ready for you, says Vince. Vince flared up his aura without transforming. That's so cool. You will pay for your crimes. Says Vince. Orochimaru ran away. Let's go help the village, says Minato. Right, says Vince. They went back to the village, and Vince snapped his fingers and teleported the fox away from the village. Oh, cool. Okay. All right. We have to seal the fox into Naruto, but I'm not letting you take your own lives, so Naruto will have no knowledge of his parents and become and become an outcast and made a weapon for the council's own selfish purposes. Dear Lord, let me handle this, says Vince, chanting an incantation. Kyomiga Morian Lex Tixa Huitiga Gestinora Nor. Yeah, okay. Vince fired a blast of rainbow light and it hit the Nine Tails and turned it into a ball of energy, and it sealed it into the infant Naruto, and he was forever changed. He had fox ears and 9 fox tails, and his chakra levels were astronomically powerful as a result. And he's a baby. Whatever. No, no, whatever. Do you think? Okay, was it like? Did the fox have to because it was unstoppable, and Vince couldn't even? Not even Vince could have fought it off, which I highly doubt. Or was it? Did it have to because that's cool, and it's cool that Naruto has a giant fox demon inside him, and also maybe it adds to his power. Definitely adds to his power. What am I, crazy? And obviously, we need Naruto to be super duper OP and have a perfect life, and just overall generally make the most uninteresting, boring, conflict ridden, not ridden, conflict lacking story in the world. You ever just get like a scratch that feels good, so you keep going, and uh, like kind of like a bug scratch. When you got like a bug bite and you start scratching it and it feels awesome, so you just keep scratching it, and then you go for just a second too long, and then it just starts to hurt like hell. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm telling you, I don't regret it for one bit. But now I do, and now I stopped. but it's already itching again. So I'm gonna have to whatever. Sorry, that's not important. I really gotta get a move on. This one's gonna take a while. Kushina was in the hospital recovering. Minato and Vince came in with little Naruto. Is it over? Asks Kushina weakly. Yeah, honey, it is. Vince here saved us all from the Nine Tails, us all, and sealed the Nine Tails inside into Naruto, says Minato. Thank goodness, says Kushina, who I assume knows that that was the right thing to do. Because, frankly, if somebody came into the hospital and said, oh yeah, I sealed that demon that was attacking the city into your kid, I wouldn't really say thank goodness. I'd say something along the lines of, shit! And, and why did you do that? I don't care how good of an explanation it is, you know. Oh, it was the only thing we could do. I'd still be a little pissed. It's my kid, dude. Thank goodness, says Kushina. Kushina, that masked man was really Orochimaru, says Vince. Kushina gasped. Orochimaru caused all of this? Asked Kushina. Yes. He was infuriated that he didn't get the title of the fourth Hokage, and he vowed to destroy the village by any means necessary. My guess is that someone leaked the info on where the delivery of Naruto was taking place, and he used this to his advantage to get the Nine Tails, says Vince. That could very well be it, says Minato. We have to let everyone know. Know and why and explain the reasons behind it, and we also have to explain why Naruto has fox ears and 9 fox tails. That's not that doesn't happen, right? I mean, I know he's kind of got like the fox whiskers, but he doesn't actually have fox ears and a fox. That's probably just something he's adding in because he thinks it looks cool. Which I mean, maybe a little, I guess. If I had a tail, I'd want it to be a what's the word? Like a monkey tail, so I can pick stuff up with it. And if I had ears, I'd want them to be human ears, because who the hell wants animal ears? Unless they can hear better. Anyways, Vince, everyone has a right to know, says Minato. And if they try to hurt Naruto in any way, shape, or form, they'll answer to me, says Vince. Good thinking. They'll also answer to me and Kushina too, says Minato. After everyone was gathered and Vince fixed the village, Minato revealed everything and everyone was horrified. Orochimaru was now declared the most dangerous traitor in the history of the world. Wow. He was placed in the bingo book. What? In the bingo book with a major bounty and a kill on sight order. Minato revealed everything that happened with Naruto, and they were expecting him to be hated, but it was the exact opposite. Wow. After everything was explained, Vince was in Lord Minato's office. We can't thank you enough for helping us in this catastrophe, Vince, says Minato. It's no problem, Minato. How many people were lost in this event? Asks Vince. Thanks to your rescue efforts, only 100, says Minato. That's good, but at least it wasn't thousands, says Vince. That's true. Yeah. Oh, good God. At least it wasn't millions. Shit, what if it was billions? Oh, at least it wasn't billions. I have a request I would like to make, says Vince. And what is that, Vince? Asks Minato. I want to train Naruto in everything I know in secret when the time comes. I have a very strong suspicion that some people will be strongfully resentful towards Naruto. Okay. So I want to help him and train him in everything I know, says Vince. That's very good thinking. And I have a feeling that you're right, Vince. I will allow it, says Minato. I have an awesome training schedule set up for him, says Vince. You can train Naruto when he turns 4. Okay. Sure. Yeah, when I turned 4, I too was training. What? Like, come on, man. I know he's got Fox Demon energy in him or some shit, but come on, 4? Dude, I 4. Like, what the hell even was I doing when I was 4? I may have not even had sentience at that point. Whatever. When he turns 4. Got it, says Vince. 4 years later, Naruto was learning everything from Vince and getting stronger and stronger at an accelerated rate with each passing day. Vince trained Naruto in several taijutsu styles, numerous ninjutsu styles, techniques, I mean, lots of genjutsu techniques, numerous sword jutsu techniques and attacks, and Minato and Kushina trained him in sealing jutsu. All of the Anbu, Elite Jonin, Chunin, and Genin trained Naruto and everything they know too. Good lord, fucking sure. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he knows how to practice law by the end of this. I also had to, I also trained Naruto how to do close-up magic. He just fucking does the thumb trick, you know? I can do it. I can do it. Hold on. Ha! I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You can't tell, but I'm doing it. Anyways, guys, right? Parker did it in the comments below. That's only for those who know. Naruto now has a powerful Genkai he calls Thunderwing, whatever that means. This is where Naruto, maybe like a familiar, probably. Thunderwing is stupid, by the way. This is where Naruto has the ability to sprout wings made of pure lightning. Maybe not. And it possesses enough power to power several million cities for thousands of years. Sure. He also has intense lightning powers, and they far surpass the most powerful lightning style users by 100,000 times. He also has the ability to fly, and he can use Kai and spirit energy, and his powers never run out. Just in case there was some possible semblance of risk, should he ever go into some kind of fight. And this is at 4 years old, too. Oh my god, kill me. Good job, Naruto. That's it for now. Let's continue tomorrow, says Vince. Thanks, brother Vince, says Naruto. As they walked home, they saw a man in the Hyuga compound carrying a black bag. Uh-oh, we got trouble. Let's go, says Vince. Right, says Naruto. They followed the man and confronted him. I knew the Hyuga Council was with up to no good. They conspired with the Cloud Civilian Council to give the Cloud the Byakugan. That's right. I was sent as a phony ambassador to kidnap the Hyuga heiress. Heiress? Says Cloud Ninja. Can I, come on, can we do a drinking game where every time a bad person is called out, they just spew their evil plan? Sorry, I got drinking game on the mind. For those who know, for those who know. Dude, I'm like super not cool with reading all this right now. Look at how little we fucking moved this thing. Okay, lock in. Hyuga heiress. Then we will rescue her by force, says Naruto. Naruto fired a bolt of lightning and immobilized and electrocuted him. Good job, Naruto, says Vince. Thanks, brother Vince, says Naruto. Vince picked up the Cloud Ninja and Naruto opened the bag, and in it was a young Hinata. It's all right, we won't hurt you. We saved you, says Naruto. Thank you for saving me, says Hinata. Hinata! Exclaims question mark. Lord Hayashi Hyuga and his brother Hizashi came and he saw them with Hinata. It's all right, Lord Hyuga. We rescued Hinata from having to endure a fate worse than death. This Cloud Ninja was sent here as a phony ambassador to kidnap Hinata, so the Cloud could have the Byakugan, says Vince. I have a feeling you're right, Vince. I have a feeling you're right. I have a feeling you're right. How about a drink every time somebody says, I have a feeling you're right? Enter name here. Let's get the Cloud Ninja to Inoichi, and confirm everything, says Hayashi. Okay, says Naruto. Naruto, thank you for saving Hinata, says Hayashi. You're welcome, Lord Hayashi, says Naruto. Vince sensed something. Uh-oh. Something is going down at the Hyuga compound, says Vince. They ran to the Hyuga compound and got there in 10 minutes and saw in the room of Hitomi Hyuga, the wife of Lord Hayashi, hold on, there we go. A member of the Hyuga Council had a syringe in his hand and it was filled with some kind of purple liquid. Guys, the Grimace Shake. Haha, remember that? Anyways, they bursted in. They bursted in, and Vince fired a laser from his finger and blew the syringe out of his hand. You're under arrest for attempted murder, says Vince. Naruto took the syringe and looked at it. It's poison, says Naruto. Yeah, okay. I guess. Does it have a comedic, cartoonish skull and crossbones on it too? You tried to poison my wife! Exclaims Lord Hayashi. Looks like we got here just in time, says Vince. You sure did, says Hitomi. In the Hokage's office, they told Minato everything that went down, and it turns out that everything Vince and Naruto found out was 100% correct, and the Hyuga Council was arrested and thrown in jail forever. Minato sent a message to the fourth Raikage, and he was so enraged that he killed the Cloud Civilian Council. And because of the damage done to the Cloud's reputation because of their corruption, the fourth Raikage decided to transfer one of his shinobi to the Leaf. He sent Yugito Ni, the Two Tails Jinchuriki, to the Leaf, along with several lightning style jutsu. Naruto and Samui were dating, and Hinata was dating him too, casually. Naruto was placed into the CRA, or Clan Restoration Act, and Naruto made it extremely clear that he will not love unless it is true, and he gets to know them first. That's something that sounds like something Chris Chan would say. You know, I will not love unless the love is good and honest and true. Chris is out there somewhere. Could be you. He could be me. 3 years later, Vince and Naruto were having lunch in the park. So Naruto is 7 then. After lunch, we're gonna wait a damn minute, damn it. So like what? They're dating at 4. Like please. All right, now don't get me wrong. Kids date at young ages, and that like lasts a few days, maybe a week. But I'm certain that James expects us to believe that this dating will last. Yeah, some people are what is it? High school sweethearts. Naruto, he was is kindergarten sweethearts with Hinata and Samui. Okay. Gotta focus. So Vince having lunch in the park. After lunch, we're gonna go do more training under Kakashi, says Vince. Okay, brother Vince, says Naruto. What is he, a religious figure? Like a priest? Dude, this is not a good look for you, James. Or Vince, actually. I guess this is Vince. Look at the size of that forehead, says question mark. They saw some kids picking on a young Sakura Haruno. Those dumb kids, says Vince. I got this, says Naruto. Naruto walked up to them. Hey, leave her alone, says Naruto. Why are you defending this ugly freak, says Kid 1. She's she's just a beautiful girl to me, says Naruto. Sakura blushed when she heard that. You guys are supposed to be ninjas? You're just a bunch of worthless little punks that hurt people that they don't know for their own amusement. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Bullies are dicks, sure. But I get the feeling James here was severely bullied at school. So anyone who's a bully is just hand in hand with the devil himself and deserves the utmost insults and pain and punishment and suffering. Anywho, own amusements. Angry. I shouldn't have read that part. What did you just say to us? Asks Kid 1 angrily. You heard me. Or are your brains as tiny? Are your brains so tiny that you need a brain transplant? That's not really that great, Naruto. Naruto asks, why are you? I'll show you who needs a brain transplant, exclaims Kid 1 enraged. The kid dashed, and Naruto punched him in the face and kicked him in the mouth. The kid was knocked out. You stupid fool. Now you're gonna get it, says Kid 2. Naruto got into his phoenix stance, and the kids, plural, charged, and Naruto punched the kids in the stomach and chopped them and broke their ribs. They were down and they got up. That kid's crazy. Let's get out of here, says Kid 3. They ran. Really? You're gonna break some fucking ribs because some girl got picked on? Lord Almighty, how far we have fallen. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they've done. And don't let me catch you picking on people again, or I will kill you, says Naruto. And I believe him. I believe him. Good work, Naruto, says Vince. Thanks, Vince, says Naruto. Thank you for saving me, says Sakura. You're welcome, says Naruto. My name is Sakura Haruno, says Sakura. It's a pleasure to meet you, Sakura. I'm Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, says Naruto. The famous son of Lord Minato? It's a great honor, says Sakura. I get that a lot, says Naruto. I'm Vince Pusateri, Naruto's teacher, brother, and mentor, says Vince. Shut up. It's a pleasure to meet you, says Sakura. Same here, says Vince. So, are you going to join the academy? I start in 3 weeks, says Sakura. Yes, I am. I start at the same time, says Sakura. It says, wait, I'm sorry. I start in 3 weeks, says Naruto. Yes, I am. I start at the same time, says Sakura. Cool, Sakura, your hair goes perfectly with your Namasaki. And you have a beautiful forehead, says Naruto. Dude, man. Is this what the kids call Riz? Beautiful forehead. Okay. I feel like you might be overcompensating. Sakura blushed instantly. Oh, yeah. That'll get him. That'll get him. It'll work every time. Go up to a girl and call her forehead beautiful, and just she'll fall for you. Okay. She blushed instantly. Intensely, I'm sorry. And she knew that Naruto was perfect for her. Of course. Of course. I'm glad you put those hooligans in their place, guys, says question mark. They saw a weasel masked Anbu. Hello, Weasel, says Vince. Hey, brother Itachi, says Naruto. Hello, Naruto, Vince, says Itachi. How are things with your family? Asks Vince. Worse than ever. Sasuke is now a power hungry sociopathic monster and thinks he's so entitled to everything. He has a massive superiority complex, and he is being treated like royalty. Mom is doing good, and Satsuki and Haruno are doing great. Father, on the other hand, is causing a lot of problems for the Uchiha. Explains Itachi. I'm sorry, Itachi, but Fugaku and Sasuke will get what's coming to them in the end, says Vince. Thank you, says Itachi. That's morbid. Captain Itachi, Lord Hokage has called for you, says Anbu. I'm on my way. See you around. See you round, guys. That's kind of funny to think about. Yeah, see you when you're around. Anyways, it says Itachi. Bye, Itachi, says Naruto. Itachi vanished. Sakura, would you like to train with us after class? Asks Naruto. I would be honored, Naruto, says Sakura. Awesome, says Vince. Later that night, Minato, Itachi, Shisui, Jiraiya, and a bunch of high-ranking shinobi raided raided the Uchiha district and killed all the Uchiha except for the civilians and children. Oh, goody. Our heroes. Satsuki, Makoto, Haruna, and Sasuke were spared. Oh, why though? Wait, they were sparred, actually. They were sparred. Sasuke was placed in the Tsukuyomi Genjutsu by Shisui and was told that Naruto killed the Uchiha and this broke him beyond all repair. What? Maybe so Shisui's like a double agent working against because Shisui's one of the high-ranking shinobi that went to kill all the Uchiha people. So unless he's just actively trying to make Sasuke angry for no reason, whatever, we'll find out, I guess. Broken beyond repair. Sasuke recovered in the hospital, and he swore to get revenge on Naruto. And he will stop at nothing to kill Naruto, but what he doesn't know is that Naruto is far more powerful than Sasuke ever will be in a million lifetimes. Oh, really? 5 years later. Just jumping through, jumping through. 5 years later, Vince, Naruto, and Sakura were heading to the academy. So today is our Genin test, says Vince. Our? Yeah, because you need it. Shut up. It sure is. I hope we all pass and get on the same team, says Naruto. I have a feeling we will. Oh my god. I started. Okay, I didn't even know. I started saying. I'm sorry. I started saying I had a feeling they will. And I also started reading Sakura's next line, which is I have a feeling we will. God, that's crazy. Obviously, it's not that impressive to guess JD's writing, but even still, it's funny that that happened. I have a feeling we will, says Sakura. This is going to be really good, and I hope we put Sasuke in his place, says Vince. Yep, says Naruto. This is going to be good, says Sakura. Should we do an entrance? It'll look so cool. Should we do an entrance? Asks Vince. Yeah, that's fun, says Naruto. I can't resist a good entrance, says Sakura. As the class was settled down, Iruka and Mizuki came in. All right, good morning, class, says Iruka. Iruka? Good morning, Iruka sensei, says the class. 2002's Nautilus plays. A massive flood of water suddenly came in without warning and turned the whole classroom into an underwater environment filled with fish and mermaids. Vince came swimming in and he was holding the hand of a mermaid that looked like Carol. Carol? Oh my god, right. Right. And he swam to his spot and Carol sang a beautiful melodious song that put everyone in a state of euphoria. Everything vanished. That was super fucking weird. Okay? And if that ever happened, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be 100% honest, regardless of who you are or what your interests are. I will hate you, and I will hate you so fucking bad if that ever, like, dude, Lord, the ego is just something else. Narcissism, maybe. Lorena McKennett's The Mystic's Dream plays. A massive bolt of lightning exploded out of the back of the room and it hit the chalkboard and it turned into a sprite. A kind of upper atmospheric lightning. Never mind. They are shaped like red jellyfish. The red sprite exploded and Naruto emerged and he was in his Thunderwing Kitsune Hanyu form, as he calls it. Dude, this feels like AI stuff. This feels like like those AI videos where like maybe an explosion or some bullshit will happen, and just out of it somehow impossibly somebody will emerge. I can't explain it, but it's given me that kind of feeling. Sarah Brightman's Scarborough Fair plays. Vines, flowers, bushes, and trees grew along the floor and made a giant tree in the middle of the floor of the classroom, and a bunch of butterflies and birds fly around it, and a pod grew down to the floor and opened up like a cocoon, and out came Sakura, and she had beautiful neon pink butterfly wings with blue, green, and yellow spots, and she had two antennae coming out of her forehead, her beautiful forehead, mind you. Her eyes were emerald green and they had teal sclera. Sakura has the power to control all of nature. Is that new, or is this just a weird place that he decided to put some exposition? Hello, Iruka Sensei. Are we on time? Asks Vince. You all you all made it just in time, Vince. Awesome entrances, by the way. As always, I mean, says Iruka. As always. Are you kidding me? Do they do this every fucking time? I might be cursing too much. Dude, this is gonna take for ages. Alright. Lock in. Awesome entries is thank you, says Vince. Morning, brother Iruka. Hello, Mizuki, says Naruto. Morning, Naruto, says Iruka. Hello, Naruto, says Mizuki. Morning, Sensei, says Sakura. Morning, Sakura. Take your seats, please, says Iruka. They took their seats and they got started on the test. Mizuki handed out their Genin written test, and Vince, Naruto, and Sakura finished in 1 minute. Whoa! They decided to read until everyone else finished. Naruto kept an eye on Sasuke as Mizuki gave him his test, and what he saw was atrocious. He saw Mizuki give Sasuke a pre-written test with every single answer written for him. Oh my god, that's crazy. So Sasuke's a dirty rotten cheater. That little weakling. Wait till dad hears about this, says Naruto in his head, who's going to go crying to his daddy, I guess, because this is our hero, and everybody loves him. Naruto sent a telepathic message to Lord Minata, and he was shocked. Now, I heard people talking about it, um, in one of the first, whichever chapter had Genin exams before it, or Chunin exams? I don't remember. But, the exams. People said, oh, cheating is actually totally fine. You just have to not get caught. So there's really nothing wrong with this. I don't know if it's like you just don't have to get caught by the teacher and fellow students, or if it's just like an unwritten rule that you don't tattle, because frankly this is super uncool. Whatever. I guess this isn't really cheating in the same kind of sense that I would have imagined, because if I believe you're supposed to use your jutsus and shit to cheat, and that way at the very least you are showing that you're adept in your abilities. So I guess it's kind of not doing you any favors if you have a pre-written test. You're not showing off any skills. You're just cheating in a bland, unhelpful way. But even still, Naruto a bitch. Naruto a bitch. This is me. This is not that I ever had plans to watch Naruto, but this is really making me not want to watch it. Actually, it kind of makes me want to watch Naruto. Seeing as there's this much Naruto content in this fuck ass fan fiction, maybe I really ought to watch Naruto just so I have a better time understanding some of the shit. Anyways, off track like crazy. Minato pulled out his crystal ball and looked through it. I didn't know he had that. From Naruto's memories, and discovered that he was right. I can't believe this. And Boo, says Minato. Minato, yes, my lord. Yes, my lord, asks Eagle. Arrest Mizuki at once, says Minato. What would be the charges, sir? Asks Eagle. Military sabotage and conspiracy, says Minato. I think more like a. I can't really think of anything because I don't know how to word it. Tampering with school resources. I don't know. Sabotaging students' learning. Incompetent teaching. I don't think that this is a military sabotage. Whatever. Yes, sir, says Eagle. He vanishes. Son, thank you for telling me. The Anbu are on their way, says Minato telepathically to Naruto. You're welcome, Dad, says Naruto telepathically. Bro, Sasuke's been accepting pre-written tests and it is a dirty, rotten cheater, says Naruto telepathically to Vince. I always knew he was weak. Good work, bro, says Vince telepathically to Naruto. Thank you, says Naruto telepathically. The Anbu arrived. Mizuki, you are under arrest for military sabotage and conspiracy, says Weasel. Hey, I haven't done anything, says Mizuki. Shut up. We have a silent witness. Take him away, says Eagle. Later, it was time for the weapons test. All right, it's time for the weapons test, says Iruka. Vince went first. Watch this, everyone, says Vince. Vince formed some kunai and shuriken made out of red crystal and threw them at the training dummy and hit the arms, legs, head, neck, chest, stomach, hands, feet, and crotch. That's a little weird. There are more points to hit than just the chest, Sensei. You hit the hands, the enemy can't use jutsu. We're doing this again? This already happened. We already. Oh god, you hit the feet and legs and they can't run. And if and if they have a visual jutsu and they can't see or attack with it, an armless, legless, blind shinobi is a dead shinobi. True. I mean, also, I think if you throw that many knives into them, they're gonna die anyways. And like I brought up back then, if you've got the ability to hit all that shit, why not just throw a single kunai into their throat or into their skull and kill them? You idiot! You stupid. He's really smart. He's really smart. Iruka in the class, but Naruto and Sakura were flabbergasted because, of course, Naruto and Sakura aren't flabbergasted. They're so cool. That's true, Vince. Everything you said is true. You pass with a perfect score and get bonus points for identifying more spots to attack. Okay, what does hitting the crotch do? A dickless shinobi can't reproduce. So less shinobi, I guess. Fuck off, man. I hate this. That's true. Thank you, Sensei, says Vince. You're welcome. How now, Naruto? You're up, says Iruka. Okay, says Naruto. Naruto did exactly the same thing except with lightning kunai and shuriken, and he got a perfect score and bonus points. I feel like the bonus points shouldn't be applied since he's clearly just following what Vince did, but I digress. Sakura, your turn, says Iruka. Okay, says Sakura. Sakura did the same except with leaf kunai and shuriken, and she got a perfect score and bonus points as well. Oh, everyone got varying scores, and Sasuke was enraged. Satsuki and Haruno did better than him, as did Hinata and Yugito. Who are these people? They keep adding names, and I don't fucking know who they are. I keep cursing, too. Next was the taijutsu test. Alright, it's time for the taijutsu test. We will split you up, boys versus girls. First, the girls were up, and says Iruka. First, the girls were up, and so of the matches were absolutely pathetic. Maybe supposed to be some. The civilian girls were in more of a catfight. This is pathetic, says Vince. You said it, Vince, says Sakura. I know, guys. All right. I know, guys. You can't say that. All right, Sakura, Haruno, and Yamanaka, says Iruka. Sakura and Ino went up to the arena. You will never be as good as Sasuke. What? You will never be as good as Sasuke is Billboard Brow? Whoa, that's crazy. That's actually really good. Says Ino, that's crazy. Billboard Brow, because her forehead is so big that her I guess like her eyebrows act as the holding up part of a billboard. You get the point. Pig, listen to yourself. Sasuke is the devil incarnate. and only cares about no one other than himself, says Sakura. Sakura, that was weak. All right, you lost. In my book, come on, you can't come back from Billboard Brow. You just made that lie up so you can get Sasuke all for yourself, says Ino. No, no, Ino, you are the liar. You don't even realize how blind you are to the truth, says Sakura. Oh, can we get this done with? Sakura punched Ino in the face, and she went crashing into the wall and was knocked out. Whoa, Sakura's strength is incredible. Sakura wins, says Iruka. Later, Vince was facing Kaiba Inzuka. You ready for this, Vince? Asks Kaiba. I was always ready for anything, says Vince, somehow making even the simplest of one-liners stupid. I was always ready for anything. You don't fucking say that last part. I'm cursing. I'm cursing again. You don't say for anything. You just say I was always ready. No, damn it. He didn't even get that part right. You just say I'm always ready. And that's cool enough. It's not unique, but it's fine. But you manage to butcher even the smallest of things, don't you? Vince got into his storm of justice stance, and he kicked Kaiba in the leg and punched him in the solar plexus and kneed him in the face, all with devastating force, and knocked him out. Lightning and thunder came out of his attacks. Wow, what a unique taijutsu style, says Iruka. I call I call that my storm of justice taijutsu style. It's extremely powerful. Think of it as a lightning style variant of Lady Tsunada's 100 strengths jutsu, says Vince. Incredible. Great job, Vince. I think you made a new taijutsu style. You pass, says Iruka. It really doesn't seem like you made a new one since it's apparently just a lightning version of an already existing one, but whatever. Thank you, says Vince. Naruto and Sasuke, says Iruka, announces Iruka. Naruto and Sasuke stood in the arena, and Sasuke had a look of extreme rage and hate directed at him. I will now kill you for killing my clan, says Sasuke. They got what they deserved, Sasuke. Our hero, everyone. Um, Sorry, they got what they deserved, Sasuke. They were going to start a war, and that would have left us completely vulnerable, says Naruto. I don't care. I want you dead, and I will destroy you with all my hatred, says Sasuke. Sasuke charged at Naruto. Naruto blocked all of his strikes without even moving from where he was standing. Sasuke then backed away and threw a kunai, and Naruto caught it with just his fingers. Whoa, pathetic, says Naruto. Weapons are not allowed. Sasuke is disqualified. Naruto wins by default, says Iruka. Wait, Iruka sensei, let me handle this, says Naruto. Oh, kill me. All right, says Iruka. Naruto dashed and kneed Sasuke in the stomach with devastating force and knocked Sasuke down. What a weakling. You've wasted enough of my time already, says Naruto. Naruto walked away. After the taijutsu test, Iruka asked if anyone had any jutsus they would like to show, and lots of people did. Oh, Christ. Okay, I have 7 techniques I want to show you, but the first one is way too destructive. Let's go to a training ground to do it, says Vince. Good idea, says Iruka. At training ground 10, Vince stood ready and everyone was watching. All right, brace yourselves, says Vince. Vince got into a stance and cupped his hands to his side. Oh, kill me. Kamehameha, screams Vince. He thrusted his hands forward and fired a red Kamehameha wave at a training post, and it completely obliterated the entire training post and part of the training ground in a huge thunderous explosion. Craboom! When the smoke cleared, a huge smoldering crater was covering part of the training ground. The whole class was floored and flabbergasted. Wow, what power, says Shikamaru. That was unbelievable, says Choji. Incredible. The power from that blast is making my insects scared, says Shino. Okay. What was that? Asks Iruka. That was the Kamehameha wave. A stronger variant of it. It's a blast of ki. Let me scratch the crap out of my eye. Iruka gasped in shock. Ki? That's impossible. No ninja alive can use the physical component of chakra, says Iruka. What is ki? Asks Hinata. Ki is the physical component of chakra. It's far more dangerous than chakra, and it possesses enough power to destroy an entire planet, says Sakura. You serious? Sakura asks Amy. Who's Amy? Dude, where are these people coming from? Yes, I am Amy, says Sakura. Unbelievable, says Shikamaru. Amazing, says Iruka. Minato arrived and the Anbu were with him. We heard a massive explosion and thought we were under attack, says Minato. Sorry about that, Lord Minato. I was demonstrating for Iruka-sensei my ability to use ki. Oh, here we go. It's gonna happen all over again. Ki? That's impossible, says Minato. I was thinking exactly the same thing, Lord Hokage. Vince can use the physical component of chakra in its entirety, and he caused this kind of damage on the training ground, says Iruka. Incredible, says Minato. I'm sorry for bringing cause for alarm, says Vince. That's all right, Vince, but that was amazing, says Minato. Thank you. Okay, here's technique number 2. We've got 6 more, gang. But I'll need a volunteer for it, and I don't want to hurt any of my friends, says Vince. I know just the person. Be right back, says Minato. Minato disappeared in a yellow flash and was back in a split second, and with him was a criminal. This is, oh no. This is cruel and unusual, man. You can't just. Here, let me check if I got a water bottle. There we go. Sorry, my throat is dying over here. Can't just. This poor guy, man. I'm sure if you asked anybody there, they'd say, "Oh yeah, this criminal is the worst person in the world. He's killed 100 million people." But to just out of the blue get him for effectively torture. Hell, he might even die from this. Ah, that was cold. Bottled water has a strange ability to never really be refreshing, but it'll have to do. Where the heck was I? Was a criminal. This is Wakumi Face Mauler Kobayashi. He's called the Face Mauler because he eats people's faces, says Minato. Okay. Yuck, so this guy's a cannibal? He's like Cannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs, says Vince. That is disgusting, and he has one of the first ever criminals and he was one of the first ever criminals I ever caught. I've ever caught. I'm having a freaking heart attack, says Naruto. I've heard about that, Naruto, says Sakura. Yes, well done on that, son, says Minato. Thanks, Dad, says Naruto. Well, he's perfect for my second technique, says Vince. It was his death sentence anyway, says Minato. Oh, Lord. Perfect, says Vince. Sakura formed a wooden training post and Minato tied Wakumi to it. Oh, Lord, this is horrifying. This is downright morbid. Okay, ready to go, says Minato. All right, here's my second technique. It's a spirit energy technique. Vince held out his hand and surrounded it in electricity. Storm of torment, says Vince. Vince fired a powerful blast of lightning at Wakumi, and it hit him with incredible force and incinerated him into absolutely nothing. Incredible, says Minato. That takes care of him, says Vince. That was intense, says Choji. That was amazing. I've never seen Lord A. Who's Lord A? Use a technique like that when I lived in the clouds, says Yugito. It's a spirit energy technique, Yugito. I surround my hand with lightning, and it's normally used as a charge and punch move. If your opponent dodges it, the lightning from it will hurt them. Escape from this technique is completely impossible. Cool. I made another variant of it where I fire it as a blast of lightning. Even if you dodge it, the blast of lightning and shockwave from its power will blow you away and shock you at the same time. Explains Vince. That is amazing, says Iruka. All right, and here's number 3. First, fire, says Vince. Vince focused on a training post. Fire style ninja art. Inferno Cobra, says Vince. Vince threw a ball of blue fire at the training post and it became a blue fire Egyptian cobra. It hissed viciously and bit the post and incinerated it, and the snake fizzled out. That was incredible. Well done. No hand signs too, says Iruka. Very impressive, says Minato. Thank you. Now for number 4, water. He focused and formed a ball of water in his hand. Water style ninja art. Tsunami Brachio, says Vince. A wall of water exploded out of his hand into the air, and it formed a Brachiosaurus made of pure water, and it fell on the training post and crashed into it with incredible force. With a huge splash, and it filled up the crater with water, essentially making it a huge swimming pool. The training post was reduced to matchsticks. Incredible. What power, says Iruka. That was intense, says Sakura. No kidding, says Amy. What was that creature, asks Minato. It was a Brachiosaurus. It was a prehistoric creature that lived millions of years ago, says Vince. I heard about those creatures, says Minato. Realistically, how could you? How could you? I'm sorry, like, do they have records of it? Okay? Because, this, I don't know when Naruto takes place exactly, but I kind of assumed it was, you know, not modern day. Actually, wait, no. No, I have no idea. And even if it is kind of like a medieval time period, it's not impossible that they found dinosaur bones. Unlikely, maybe, but not impossible. Okay, well, hold on. If it is more modern than it is medieval, then how come they don't know what dinosaurs are? Yeah, that's the whole reason I'm confused. How do they not know? How do they not know what dinosaurs are if this is kind of a modern-ish time period? Because either they found dinosaurs. Because like I imagine the first dinosaur bones was kind of whatever. Okay, I'm getting off track. I've got plenty more to read, and I still have another chapter after this, so we should probably get a move on. And I apologize. Prehistoric. I heard about those creatures in Monado. Yeah, here's number 5. Earth. You may want to shield yourselves for this one, says Vince. Everyone hid behind the trees, and Vince lifted up a huge chunk of earth, and it became a giant crystal spiked boulder. Earth style ninja art crystal boulder slaughter, says Vince. Vince threw it at another training post that was formed, and it exploded when it hit and covered the ground with shards of crystal shards and shrapnel embedded into the trees. That was an enhanced variation of the sphere of graves jutsu. Says Vince. Incredible, says Iruka. Very important. Mind you, this is like the last time we're going to see any of this shit. Whenever they're just showing off techniques, that's just it. It's just to show off. They don't actually use any of the techniques in a practical way. It's just, hey, look at this cool thing. And then everybody around me can say, wow, you're so cool. You're so awesome. And then we just go on and have an actual fight where all you do is punch him in the face, kick him in the face, punch him in the face, kick him in the back, and then it's done. And then you end with a super Kamehameha. And I'm basically asleep by then. Ow, my leg. Ah, very impressive. Good thinking on telling everyone to hide themselves behind you before you did the technique, says Minato. Thank you. Here's number 6, lightning. Vince formed a ball of lightning in his hand and held it up into the air. Lightning style ninja art, storm, crow, murder. And these names, oy vey. The lightning ball turned black, and it split into numerous smaller balls of lightning that became a huge murder of crows made of pure lightning. They went at a newly formed training post, and they hit it and exploded with a massive explosion of lightning. That was incredible, says Minato. Lastly, number 7, wind, says Vince. Vince formed a ball of wind in his hand and aimed it at the sky. Wind style ninja art tornado windstorm, says Vince. A huge tornado fired out of his hand, and it went high into the sky and blew away a cloud with incredible force. Wow, impressive, says Iruka. Vince, Naruto, Sakura, and everyone had some jutsu, and they got bonus credit. In the ninjutsu portion of the test, Vince was up. God, we're still going. All right, Vince, do the transformation jutsu. Okay, says Vince, transforming into Carol. That's weird. Who is this? Asks Iruka. Vince changed back. That's my girlfriend Carol, says Vince. Oh, that's very sweet. Now do the substitution, says Iruka. Okay, now let's see here. I know, says Vince. Naruto threw a rock at him, and Vince substituted with Sasuke, and the rock hit him in the nose. Whack. Ow, says Sasuke. Ha 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 ha. By the way, how come nobody's questioning why Vince isn't aging? Uh, uh, and if that is his girlfriend, how come nobody's ever seen her or them together? You know, just things that would normally cause concern or at the very least questions. Oh well. Oh well. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Well done, Vince. Now do the clone, says Iruka. Okay, Shadow Clone Jutsu, says Vince. 6 shadow clones of Vince appeared. Shadow clones, well done. You passed with flying colors, says Iruka. Thank you, Sensei, says Vince. Naruto was up next. Okay, Naruto, first do the transformation. Okay, says Naruto. Naruto transformed into Minato. You sure have a lot of respect for your old man, huh, Naruto? Asks Iruka. Naruto changes back. I love my family more than anything, he answers. I can believe it. I can believe it. Now do the substitution, says Iruka. Okay, ready, brother Vince? Are they going to do the same stupid thing? Vince had a bowling ball bazooka that he made with him. Okay. Ready, bro, says Vince. You may fire when ready, says Naruto. Okay, everyone, you may want to plug your ears. This bang is going to be big. Vince puts on noise canceling headphones, and everyone covers their ears. Vince aimed it at Naruto's stomach. Go ahead, make my days, says Vince, imitating Clint Eastwood. Vince fired. Kaboom! A bowling ball was fired, and it went flying faster than a bullet fired from a gun, and Naruto substituted with Sasuke, and the bowling ball hit Sasuke with incredible force, and it sent him crashing through the wall. Crash. I don't, does, like, does James know what repercussions are, or the fact that now he's a bully? Or he's writing bullies now? I just hate this. I just, plainly, let's not beat around the bush. I hate this. I'm gonna vomit, but that's uninvolved. Dear Lord, just you can't do that. All right, you can't do that and have everyone unanimously say, "Oh, hey, that's cool," and not care about the kid who just got shot with a bowling ball. Okay, that's abnormal, and it makes you guys look, firstly, psychopathic, and secondly, like the bad guys. Ooh, that's gotta hurt, says Sakura, wincing. Nice shot. Well done, Naruto. Now do the. You see, and he just like, nice shot. Well done, Naruto. He doesn't even care. I get it. Sasuke's super duper evil. But you just can't do that. Now do the clone jutsu, says Iruka. Okay, shadow clone jutsu, says Naruto. Naruto formed 6 shadow clones. You passed with flying colors, Naruto. Well done, says Iruka. Thanks, Iruka sensei, says Naruto. Sakura was up next. Okay, Sakura, transformation, says Iruka. Okay, let's see her. I know, she transforms into Sasuke, imitating Sasuke stupidly. My name is Sasuke Uchiha, and I have a haircut in the shape of the butt of a duck. I smell like rotten onions, like power, hate everything, and I wear a big sneaky diaper as well as kiss other boys. Ooh, I'm not sure about that last one, Sakura. I'm not so sure about that last one. What's wrong with that, Sakura? I didn't know Sakura was homophobic. Is that creative liberty or perhaps straight from the source material? Everyone was laughing wildly at this. I guess everyone's homophobic. Sakura, stop it. You're killing me. Ha 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 ha, laughs Vince hysterically. That's all true, but hilarious, says ha 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 ha, laughs Naruto hysterically. That's a good way to describe stupid Sasuke. Shut up. Ha 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 ha, laughs Satsuki hysterically. Stupid Sasuke. Ha 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 ha. Laughs Haruna hysterically. Nuclear burn. What am I reading? That is too funny. Ha 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 ha, laughs Iruka hysterically. He calms down. Okay, that's enough. Good job, Sakura. That was really amusing. Now do the substitution. Oh, good lord, are they going to do another one? Okay, ready, guys? Asks Sakura. Vince and Naruto had a giant slingshot ready and loaded a rotten watermelon into it and pulled it back. Ready, says Vince. Whenever you're ready, says Sakura. I'm ready, bro, says Naruto. Okay, ready? Let her go, says Vince. They fired the watermelon at her head, and Sakura substituted with Sasuke, and the watermelon hit him square in the head, splat. Sasuke was completely covered from head to toe in rotten melon, juice, and seeds, and it smelled like puke. Oh, don't say puke right now. Everyone was laughing at him some more. Total humiliation. Nice shot, says Iruka. how do you like them melons? Asks Vince. That's an improvement if you ask me. Also, that watermelon was 2 years old. Oh, shut up. The grocery store owner gave it to me for free, and it was perfect for this. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, there's no friggin' way that a watermelon lasts for 2 years. Okay? Even if it hasn't turned back into dirt, um, I'm then it's definitely so moldy and rotten that it would fall apart in your hands, let alone be completely intact by the time you fucking fire it out of that slingshot. More realistically, you would have made a rotten watermelon shotgun at that point. Whatever. I can believe it. Believe it. Well done, Sakura. Lastly, do the clone jutsu, says Iruka. Right, shadow clone jutsu, says Sakura. Sakura made 7 shadow clones. Well done, Sakura. You passed, says Iruka. Everyone passed with flying colors. Weird. That implies Sasuke, too. Vince, Naruto, and Sakura went to the Hokage's office and knocked on the door. Come in, says Minato. Minato. They went in. Vince, Naruto, Sakura, how did it go? Asks Minato. We all passed with flying colors, Lord Minato, says Vince. Answers Vince. Minato and Kushina were excited. Guys, that's awesome, says Kushina. We're so proud of you, son. We're proud of all of you, says Minato. Thanks, Dad, says Naruto. We got Sasuke really good, and you guys would love the pranks we pulled, says Vince. Let's see, says Minato. Minato pulls out the crystal ball and replays everything that happened to Sasuke. Minutes later, Minato and Kushina are rolling on the floor, laughing their heads off. Ha 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 ha, ha, that was too funny, laughs Minato. Hysterically, ha 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 ha, my prank senses were tingling. Fucking what? Laughs Kushina hysterically. A Shunin came in and he was in panic. Lord Hokage, Mizuki, has stolen the forbidden scroll of sealing, says the Chunin. I knew he couldn't be trusted. Vince, Naruto, Sakura. Uh, how would you like to complete your first mission? Asks Minato. It would be an honor, Lord Minato, says Vince. Let's get him, says Naruto. Right, says Sakura. They ran off and found Mizuki speeding through the trees, and then Vince swooped in out of nowhere and kicked him in the face. Pow! Mizuki crashed into a tree and was knocked out. Naruto entangled him in ninja wire, and Mizuki was powerless. That takes care of that, says Vince. Naruto was looking through the scroll, and he found a strange seal in it. Ooh, like a freshwater seal, like a sea lion. I wonder what the seal is, says Naruto. Only one way to find out. Unlock it, says Vince. That seems excruciatingly unprofessional, reckless. There's another word for it, but I'm forgetting at the moment. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay, says Naruto. Naruto unlocked the seal by putting blood on it, and it glowed, and out came Rin no Hara, who was inside the scroll the entire time. It's Rin no Hara, says Naruto. Let's get them back to the leaf, says Vince. Vince picked up Mizuki, and Naruto carried Rin, and Sakura carried the scroll. Back in Minato's office, Vince, Naruto, and Sakura came in. You're back already? That was fast, says Minato. We knew where he was gonna head, and we've had an unexpected development, says Vince. Yeah, Dad, I read the scroll and found a seal in it, and I unlocked it, and Rin no Hara was in it. Oh man, I completely forgot about that. You see, guys, Rin was devastated when Obito died during the Third Great War, and Rin couldn't take it, and she decided to go away for a while and get her head straight. I sealed her into the Forbidden Scroll, and she was placed in a state of suspended animation, and time stood still for her. Only a member of the Namikaze clan could unlock the seal. Then why were they stealing the scroll? Explains Minato. And I'm guessing the Nine Tails attack and everything that's been going on over the last 12 years made you forget, says Naruto. That's right, son, says Minato. Ugh, where am I? Asks Rin. Rin, thank goodness you're okay, says Kushina. Kushina! Exclaims Rin. She hugged Kushina and she was happy. It's so good that you're back, says Kushina. I missed you, sister, says Rin. Me too, says Kushina. Rin let go and saw Minato. Minato sensei! Exclaimed Rin. She hugged him. It's so good you're back, says Minato. Me too, sensei. Okay, whatever, says Rin. Naruto here freed you from the scroll, says Vince. Rin saw Naruto. Naruto is my son, Rin, says Minato. He looks so much like you, Minato sensei, says Rin. Do I have a. I do have an uncanny resemblance, huh? Says Naruto. Vince, Naruto, and Sakura explained what's happened over the last 13 years, and Rin was shocked, but nonetheless, she was glad to be home. Continues in part 2. Thank Lord. We're done. Whew, with this chapter. We got one more. Ah, okay. Let's do it. So, this one's somehow longer. That's great. No, no, that's great. I mean, I'm gonna be dead and old by the time I'm old and dead. Oh, we'll see what happens first. By the time I finish this, chapter 150, Vince's journey, P2. Vince, Naruto, Sakura, and Rin were walking towards the academy. Are you all excited to become ninja guys? Ninjas, guys? Asks Vince. I sure am, big brother, answers Naruto. I can't wait to see who's on our team. I hope it's all four of us, says Sakura. Me too. I can't believe that I have to start over as a genin, says Rin. That doesn't make sense. We know, Rin, but hey, you made it tune in once. You made it tune in once. You can do it again, says Naruto. Thank you, Naruto, says Rin. You're welcome, says Naruto. This is going to be awesome. I hope we get Kakashi as our sensei, says Vince. Me too, says Naruto. I wonder how much he has changed since I was gone, says Rin. He's now 27 years old, and he's an elite Anbu captain, says Naruto. That's so cool, says Rin. It sure is, says Sakura. Back in the classroom, everyone got settled. My eye. In and all of Sasuke's fangirls were by Sasuke, making eyes and more at him. They had hearts and stars in their eyes. Naruto was reading his book and he got from Minato. The Tale of the Utterly Gutsy Shinobi by Jiraiya of the Sanin. Sanin go. Never mind. What's that you're reading, Naruto? Asks Sakura. It's Jiraiya Sensei's book that didn't sell very well. The Tale of the Utterly Gutsy Shinobi, answers Naruto. I've read that book and it was a great story, says Rin. It sure is. The main character is my namesake, says Naruto. That is really cool, Naruto, says Vince. I know. Dad gave it to me as my graduation gift, and Mom gave me her sword, says Naruto. That's awesome, says Rin. Iruka came in. All right, it's time to announce team placements. But first, let's announce the rookie shinobi and kunoichi of the year, says Iruka. Let me guess, it's going to be like a three-way tie for the shinobi. I'm so nervous about this one, says Hanada. Don't be, Hanada. I have strong faith that you'll be kunoichi of the year, says Naruto. Thank you, Naruto. And says Naruto. That's very sweet of you, Naruto, says Yugito. Naruto scratches the back of his head like Goku does. Great. Thanks, Yugito, says Naruto. This is really sweet. That is really sweet of you, Naruto. Now this year's rookie Kunoichi is we have a four-way tie. They are Hinata, Hyuga, Ino, Yamanaka, Sakura, Haruno, and Akiko Suzuki. Akiko Suzuki is one of Naruto's future wives, naturally, and one of the most amazing kunoichi in the Leaf. She has two rare and extremely powerful Kikai Genkai called Nebula Style and Nebula Transmogrification. Nebula Style is where she can control hydrogen gas like in nebulas in the universe and use it as a powerful weapon. Hydrogen bomb! Nebula transmogrification is where Akiko can change the area into another part of the galaxy. That's so cool. Everyone but Sasuke cheered. Oh no. Way to girl, way to girl goes. Way to go, girls. You all earned it, says Naruto. Thank you, Naruto, says Ino. Thank you, Naruto, says Akiko. Thank you, Naruto, says Hanada. I had a feeling you were right, Naruto, says Sakura. Thank you, says God, kill me. Thank you. Also, this is the second year in a row that a member of the Hyuga clan won the Rookie of the Year, says Naruto. That's right, Naruto. Very perceptive. Last year's rookie Shinobi of the Year was Neji Hyuga. This is 2 years in a row that a Hyuga has won. Now for Rookie Shinobi of the Year, says Hyruka. Hey guys! Naruto whispers to Kaiba, Shino, Shikamaru, Choji, Vince, Hinata, Akiko, Sakura, and Rin listened in. I don't know who will actually take the award, but I did manage to get wind of who isn't going to win it. Dude, okay. Everybody pause if you're watching right. Well, I guess you couldn't hear me if you pause. Everybody, nobody read ahead. Who do you think didn't get Rookie Shinobi of the Year? Please, I urge you, put something in the comments below. I will be reading them. Me personally, I hate to say it, it's gotta be Vince. He's too flashy. Kaiba. Why does Kaiba keep standing out to me? Because Kaiba is the antagonist of Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't he? Maybe it's actually Kaiba. Anyways, who isn't going to win it? Whispers Naruto. And I have a feeling I know who it is. Whispers Vince. Me too. Whispers Sakura. This year's Rookie Shinobi of the Year is, says Aruka. Sasuke got up and began walking. Oh no. Sasuke got up and began walking towards the front of the class to accept the reward. Or so he thought. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, says Aruka. Everyone but Sasuke. Oh crap, I didn't even look at the image of, I assume, Akiko. Yep. That's Akiko, I guess. Shizuki. Akiko Suzuki Genin. Fantastic. Oops. Naruto, everyone but Sasuke and some of his fangirls were shocked, and the rest of the class cheered wildly for him. Wait, so Sasuke isn't shocked? Because it says everyone but Sasuke and some of his fangirls were shocked. So I guess Sasuke knew. Maybe Sasuke is actually a goat, Maybe he's actively trying to make himself look worse so that people like Naruto more. He's okay being the fall guy if it means that Naruto gets to succeed in guys, maybe Sasuke isn't evil. I just got I got an itch. I got an inkling. But Sasuke might not be super duper evil. Here, let me move that. Okay. Way to go, Naruto. You've earned it, says Vince. Thanks, Vince. I owe it all to all of you guys except for Sasuke, says Naruto. Akiko came and hugged Naruto and she was happy for him. Congratulations, Naruto, says Akiko. Thanks, Aki, says Naruto. You better have a good explanation for why that loser is Rookie of the Year instead of me, says Sasuke, enraged. Oh, he let out an enraged growl. Iruka has had enough. Do you honestly think that I'm going to give such a prestigious award to a cheater? I won't even. I won't even. Everyone but Vince, Naruto, Sakura, Rin, and Akiko gasped in sheer horror. How? How did he find out? Says Sasuke in his head. So that's what Naruto was talking about earlier, says Kaiba. If he hinted something earlier, then yes, that's what he meant, Kaiba, says Iruka, who, sure, screw it. Oh, if he hinted something, then sure, that's. I always knew that Sasuke was a major league rotten apple, says Akiko. Ha 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 ha. That's a good way to put it, Akiko. How did you know about that? He asks. The stars in the universe know all, answers Akiko. Interesting. That's not all, Sasuke. The Hokage is well aware of what you've been doing here at the academy, and he is highly displeased with your entire academy career. Apparently, Mizuki has been giving you perfect scores throughout your time here. I can't bar you from becoming a genin since there seems to be no proof that the other instructors did the same. However, in the meeting that I attended earlier this morning, it was decided that not only were you to be taken out of the running for Rookie Shinobi of the Year, devastating, but as of now, your records will show that you have the worst grades in this class. In other words, you are this year's dead last. I don't quite think you can do that. If he was like, you don't do that. All right, if you got like three um subjects, right? You got math, science, and history, and you were cheating in math. All right, maybe you were cheating in all of them, but regardless, you got great grades in all of them. But eventually, they find out you were cheating in math. They're like, well, we know he cheated in this one. And frankly, we don't like him all that much. So let's just go ahead and change his other two subject grades to F's because we just don't like him. And he was cheating, and I guess that makes any fucking sense. Not to teach him a lesson, but to ruin his life. Okay? Because if he cheated in one subject but did fine in the other two, well, that means he's got genuine talent in the other two, assuming. Assuming. So, yeah, he's still got potential. He's still got, potential career. And if he was caught cheating, then what you should do is obviously punish that grade and maybe send him a lesson. And even if he doesn't get the lesson, well, guess what? He still has a chance to be a functioning member of society. You don't just. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. What the hell, man? You don't do that. Vince, Naruto, Sakura, Rin, and Akiko blew raspberries at him, and everyone else but his fangirls, minus Ami and Ino, laughed at him. Ino was shocked as she realized that everything Sakura had said was 100% true. I almost read that as 10% true. Sasuke is nothing more than the devil in human skin and is the true Prince of Darkness. Yeah, but that's a cool name, though. This is what I was chasing after, chasing all of these years? Sakura, Ami, and Naruto were right. Sasuke. No, the Uchiha freak is a grade A monster and freak. All this because he cheated. He cheated, so he deserves to be ostracized from society. Kill me. Just end it. End it. Trying, grade A monster and freak. Trying to earn this monster's love was not worth sacrificing my friendship with Sakura, says Ino in her head. I know you had something to do with this humiliation, you demon murderer. You will pay dearly for this 1,000,000 times, says Sasuke in his head, I assume in relation to Naruto. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's announce the teams. Teams 1 through 6 are not important. Team 7 will be Vince Pusateri, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, Sakura Haruno, Rin Nohara, Akiko Suzuki, Yugito Ni, Satsuki Uchiha, Haruna Uchiha, and Ami Mitarashi, announces Iruka. They cheered. I had a feeling you guys would like that. Team 8 will be Hinata Hyuga, Shino Albarame, and Kaiba Inuzuka. Announces Iruka. I wanted to be with Naruto, says Hinata. It's okay, Hinata. We'll still see each other, says Naruto. Why didn't you put her? I mean, there's 3 people in Team 8, but there's, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in Team 7? Or 9. 9 people. Whatever. You really couldn't have just, here, have one more. Whatever. That's right. Now, Team 9 under Might Guy with what? Under Might Guy with Neji Hyuga. 1010 Higurashi and Rock Lee is still in circulation. Team 10 will be Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Shoji Akimichi. Announces Haruka. What a drag. But why does Team 7 have 9 shinobi? That's not fair. It alters the balance of powers, says Shikamaru. You have a point there. Let's see. How is this going to be addressed? Unfortunately, but due to lack of available Jonin instructors, I had no choice. I know it might not seem fair, Shikamaru, but we had a bunch of extra kunoichi in our class this year. Lord Hokage decided it. Hey, okay. No, you see, here's what you do, okay? Here's what you do. You don't pile like an extra, 6 people onto one team. You spread them out, genius. Oh, we don't have enough instructors, but we have 6 extra because we have 6 extra this year. Well, then just put, there can be a few teams of 3 and a few teams of 4. All right, it's still not exactly fair, but it's a hell of a lot more fair. And mind you, this team 9 has the shinobi of the rookie shinobi of the year and at least a few of the rookie kunoichis of the year on it, and Vince. So Even if it was just Vince on any one team, if it was Vince, Naruto, and Sakura, that would already be unfair. Crying out loud. I think this fanfic is sapping my youth. Lord Hokage decided it's Azuka. That's okay then. We need all the help we can get. We need all the help we can get, says Vince. There's strength in numbers, says Vince. That's right, Vince. Your Jonin instructors will arrive after lunch. Good luck to all of you, says Iruka. After lunch, the Jonin arrived. Kurenai Yuhi was the first to show up. Teammate, asks Kurenai. Kaiba, Hinata, and Hashino went with her. Good luck, Hinata and Kaiba. Watch out for her while I'm away, says Naruto. You got it, Naruto, says Kaiba. They gave each other the thumbs up. Oops. You guys have a very strong bond, huh, Naruto, says Kurenai. Kurenai. It's what we do, Kurenai sensei, says Naruto. They left and Asuma Sarutobi came in. Team 10 asks Asuma. Ino, be careful out there. Asuma is like another father to me, so is his dad. What? So is his dad. Whatever, says Naruto. I will, Naruto. Thank you, says Ino. You're welcome. And Shikamaru, good luck, man, says Naruto. What a drag, but thanks, man, says Shikamaru. You're welcome, says Naruto. Everyone left, and Team 7 was left. They were waiting for 1 hour. I guess Lord Minato stuck us with Kakashi Hatake, which, mind you, is something they wanted. They said, I hope it's Kakashi, says Vince. Yeah, Dad sure knows how to surprise us, says Naruto. That he does, says Satsuki. Kakashi is an amazing shinobi. Anko told me that he retired from the Anbu to teach a team of Genin, says Ami. That's cool. Kakashi Hatake is a force to be reckoned with. He's well known throughout the hidden cloud, says Yugito. I can believe it. Believe it, says Vince. Kakashi sure has come a long way, says Rin. I said no twice. He sure has. I wonder if he'll remember you, Rin, says Naruto. I'm sure he will, says Rin. Let's just hope he can teach all of us at once, says Sakura. I have a feeling that because our team is so big, he'll probably have to have some help, says Vince. That's right, guys, says question mark. We saw Kakashi Hatake standing in the doorway, and with him were Yugao, Yugeo Uzuki, and Hayate Gecko. So, if he gets, if these are people who are going to help Kakashi, is there not a world where they could have, been instructors on their own? Just saying, just saying. Kakashi Sensei, Yugeo Sensei, Hayate Sensei. It's been a while, says Vince. It sure has, says Hayate. It's awesome to have you all as our students, says Yugeo. Yugao? I don't know. It's awesome to have you all as our meet us on the roof in 5 minutes, says Kakashi. We're on our way, says Vince. Vince vanished in a ball of water. Naruto vanished in a ball of lightning. Sakura vanished in a ball of water. Yugito vanished in a ball of blue fire. Akiko vanished in a ball of nebula gas. Rin, Satsuki, Haruno, and Ami vanished in a puff of smoke. They got to the roof in 20 seconds. You guys got here in 20 seconds. Very impressive, says Kakashi. Very impressive. Now let's start with introductions. I want you to tell us your name, likes, dislikes, hobbies, and dreams for the future in that order. No, we're gonna have 9 of these. All right, let me get a swig before I start reading this crap. Ah, I'll go first. My name is Vince Pusateri. I love my friends, my family, listening to music, my girlfriend Carol, and my little brother Naruto. My dislikes are anyone that hurts my friends, traitors, perverts, and especially Sasuke. My hobbies are playing video games, reading comics, and learning new techniques for my powers. My dreams for the future are to have a family of my own with Carol and become the greatest fighter in the universe, says Vince. That's a powerful dream, and with all the powers you have, Vince, we're sure you'll achieve it, says Kakashi. Thank you, Kakashi sensei, says Vince. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. I like my family, including my little sister Mito. I also like ramen, my mom's cooking, playing the guitar, my guitar, Sakura, Ino, Hinata, Tenten, Akiko, Yugito, Satsuki, Haruna, and all my future wives. I also like flying, reading, writing, gardening, cooking, blacksmithing, okay, carpentry. Do we have a Is it Naruto of Skallets now? Ha ha ha. Those who know. Carpentry and more. I strongly dislike murderers, rapists, traitors, thieves, corruption, oppression, tyranny, perverts, and especially Sasuke. My hobbies are learning and creating new techniques and bounty hunting. My dreams for the future are becoming Hokage like my father, have an awesome and wonderful family, find Orochimaru and an evil organization and bring them to justice, and usher in a new era of peace, love, friendship, and unity, says Naruto, by any means necessary. That is a very powerful dream, Naruto. We know you can do it, says Yugao. Thanks, you Yugao sensei. Yugao. I can't decide how to say it. I can't decide whether you should live or die. Anyway, Sakura. My name is Sakura Haruno. I like my mom, Naruto, reading, gardening, and cooking. I hate Sasuke, and I agree with Naruto's dislikes. My hobbies are learning and creating new techniques, and my dreams are to become one of the most powerful kunoichi in the world and have a family with Naruto, says Sakura. You know me, Kakashi, says Rin. Hmm? Kakashi sees Rin and gasps. Rin? You're alive? Says Kakashi. I was gone for 15 years because of Minato sensei's accidental forgetfulness. Explains Rin. It's great to see you again, Rin. You haven't changed at all since we last saw you, says Yugeo. It's good to be home, Yugeo. I wasn't dead and I had to go away because Obito's death devastated me. I had to get my head on straight. Explains Rin. Lord Minato told me that because of everything that's been going on over the last 15 years, he forgot that Rin was in the scroll of sealing. Shieling, says Vince. That's right, says Sakura. Well, that's all right, says Hayate. It's good to have you back, Rin, says Kakashi. Same here, Kakashi. But anyway, my name is Rin Nohara. I like strawberries and collecting seashells. I hate Sasuke and fangirls. No offense. None taken, Rin, says Satsuki, who absolutely should take offense, but whatever. Haruno and Amy nodded. I want to have a loving family with Naruto and become the most powerful medic in Kunoichi in the world, says Rin. My name is Satsuki Uchiha, the eldest twin. I like my younger twin Haruna, my brother Itachi, mom, and Shisui, says Satsuki. My name is Haruno Uchiha, the youngest twin. I like my older twin Satsuki, my brother Itachi, mom, and Shisui. We hate Sasuke and the evils of our clan, and we want to have a family with Naruto and put the Uchiha clan on the right path, says Satsuki and Haruno at the same time. That's a great goal. You two are the antipode of Sasuke. You mean like the antithesis? Whatever. Says Kakashi. That's right, says Haruno. My name is Akiko Suzuki, the Maiden of the Nebula. I like Naruto, the beauty of the universe, planets, stars, and more. I don't like Sasuke, and I agree with Naruto's dislikes. I want to become the strongest Kunoichi in the world and have a loving family with Naruto. Crying out loud. Naruto's gonna be like Genghis Khan with all the fucking kids he's gonna have with all the different women. Everyone's gonna be like a little bit related to Naruto now. I'm sure my great 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 uncle was Genghis Khan's son or something like that. Or Naruto, whatever. It's not important. It's not important. That's a very powerful dream, Kiko, says Kakashi. You know, it loses meaning when you describe everybody's dream as powerful, but whatever. My name is Ami Matarashi. I like sword fighting, sword jutsu. My sister Anko tor- torture and what? I like sword fighting, sword jutsu. My sister Anko torture and being sadistic. I hate Sasuke for everything he is, and I want him to burn for everything. My hobbies are sword jutsu training, and hanging out with my sister. My dream is to become a powerful shinobi and help Anko kill Orochimaru. So you like torture and you like being sadistic, and you're apparently one of the good guys because you hate Sasuke. So okay, I have a feeling you can do it, Amy, says Vince. Thanks, Vince, says Amy. My name is Yugito Ni, former ninja of the Hidden Cloud. I like cats, sushi, fish, and friends. And my friend, Matabi. Matatabi. I don't like dogs and Sasuke Uchiha. My hobbies are learning and creating new techniques with and sword jutsu. My dream is to become a super strong shinobi and have a loving family with Naruto. Wow. Kakashi, Yugao, and Hayata told them to meet them at the training ground 7 for their true Genin test. Then why'd they go to the roof? Just to talk, I guess. The next day at training ground 7, they met Kakashi, Yugao, and Hayate at 10 a.m. and they arrived at 8 a.m. Oh, after they arrived at 8 a.m. Hey guys, says Kakashi, you're late, says Sakura. Sorry about that. We got lost on the road, says Kakashi. I know what you mean. The road is full of twists and turns that make it very easy to get lost, says Vince. Okay, is Vince AI? Okay? Because if you know anything about AI, ChatGPT anyways, because that's just the one I use. But it's always super positive, super understanding. It agrees with everything you say. Oh, if you say, "Oh, I don't understand this," and then it's like, "Well, that's totally fine because this is very hard to understand and very complex." You know? Okay, that's a bit of an insult, though. I shouldn't insult AI's writing capabilities by comparing it to this. I would genuinely rather read exclusively AI for the rest of my life than with this. Obviously, this. I really just took a second to think. Oh, what would I rather read? Anyways, I know what you mean, Vince, says Kakashi. First, we're going to evaluate your skills before the true test. Vince, you're first, says Yugeo. Okay, says Vince. Kakashi was facing Vince. Just a forewarning, I won't be holding back, says Vince. Kakashi revealed his Sharingan eye. Then neither will I, says Kakashi. So that's the Sharingan eye. All right then, now I've got a trick, says Vince. Vince flared up his aura and it turned neon blue, and he spread his wings and lightning arced around his body. Ha! Yells Vince. Vince went Super Angel too. His hair turned neon blue and his eyes were neon purple, and lightning was arcing all over him. I didn't know I was going to be that kind of fight. I didn't know it was going to be that kind of fight, says Vince. The entire. Why is the light on? Sorry, that's unimportant, but why do I have this light on? I can read in the dark. It's not important at all. The entirety of the leaf felt the enormous ferocity of Vince's incredible power, and they were concerned. Sasuke felt it and decided to go see. What is he? He transformed, and now he can generate that kind of power? Says Kakashi in his head. Sasuke arrived, and he saw Vince transformed. I can tell by your reaction, senseis. You're wondering how I can get this kind of power. Like my friend JD Nutson back home, I was exposed to cosmic radiation back in my dimension 22 years ago when I was a baby, and it mutated me and gave me awesome powers. I have enormous power as a result. The transformation is called Super Angel 7. Incredible, says Vince. Incredible, says Kakashi. Unbelievable. This kind of power makes all of the strongest shinobi in the world combined together feel like nothing, says Yugeo. It's incredible, says Hayate. All right, first up is Taijutsu, says Kakashi. Okay, says Vince. Vince got into his storm of justice stance and went at Kakashi, and lightning blasted out of his fist, and upon impact, Kakashi was knocked down and he got up. Very good, your speed is unbelievable. I didn't even see you move, says Kakashi. Extreme speed is essential for being a shinobi, says Vince. Let's move to Genjutsu, says Kakashi. All right, here we go, says Vince. Vince gets behind Kakashi with blazing speed. Genjutsu, Despair's Fire, says Vince. Kakashi saw himself surrounded by a huge wall of intense fire, and he saw figures moving around. This is this is about to be very, very morbid, isn't it? Kakashi, says question mark. Who's there? Asks Kakashi. He saw a figure emerge, and it was Sakumo Hatake. His father. Oh Lord, yeah. Our hero, everyone. Tormenting a guy with images of what I assume to be his dead father. Father, says Kakashi. Why couldn't you save me, son? Asks Sakumo. That's nuts. I wasn't strong enough. How could I? Asks Kakashi. You have become the man I did not want you to become, says Sakumo. What are you? Wait, this is all a genjutsu. Release, says Kakashi. The genjutsu vanished. Great genjutsu, Vince, says Kakashi, not at all bothered by the fact that he just showed up. That's just don't even. I can't. Thanks, Kakashi Sensei. Despair's fire is one of my, how you say, accidentally created jutsu. I was making my own jutsu that completely destroys the target's insanity. Sanity, I mean. That technique was a complete success. I inadvertently made my own secondary jutsu of that technique as a result. I can believe it. Believe it. Now it's time for ninjutsu, says Kakashi. Okay, I might as well start it big, says Vince. Vince put his hands up to the left. One hand was up, and the back of the other was facing his palm. What? Oh, one hand was up, and the back of the other was facing his palm. Okay. A purple energy ball appeared. Gallic gun, exclaims Vince. Vince thrusted his hands forward and fired a powerful purple energy blast from his palms, and it went toward Kakashi. He jumped away, and it exploded with amazing power. Kraboom! When the smoke cleared, there was a small crater in the training ground, and Vince sensed that Kakashi was behind him, and he flew up into the air. Fire style, roaring elephant stampede, exclaims Vince. Vince fired a huge jet of fire at Kakashi, and he dodged and ran as the flames raced toward him and turned into a stampede of elephants made of pure fire. Just as Kakashi was about to be trampled and burned, he substituted, and Vince saw high. What? Ha high in the air? And Vince saw Ha high in the air. Maybe that's supposed to be him high in the air. High in the air. Fire style, fireball jutsu, exclaims Kakashi. Vince countered his attack. Water style, triple water dragon, says Vince. Three dragons made of pure water flew from his hand towards the fireball, and one fizzled it out, and the other two hit Kakashi head on. Kakashi fell to the ground and crashed into it with a big thud. Later, Kakashi, Yugeo, and Hayate tested everyone and determined that everyone was all elite genin. They were all given the said title. Sasuke was infuriated when he heard this, and he took a kunai out and charged towards them. Shut up. I'm so tired of this. I will kill all of you. That's not very enraged. I will kill all of you, screams Sasuke enragedly. Sasuke was completely out of his mind, with so much rage and fury that it was unbelievable. Naruto punched Sasuke in the mouth and knocked out some of his teeth. Pow! Smash! Sasuke was knocked out, and the Anbu took him away. A council meeting was called, and it was determined that Sasuke was too mentally unstable, and he was considered a total menace and flight risk. Okay. Sasuke was stripped of his shinobi license, jutsu, uh, ow, my head, and his visual jutsu sealed. He was permanently removed from the shinobi program and kept under 24/7 guard by the Anbu in his own home. Sasuke was now completely disgraced, as he swore to get stronger so he can kill Naruto no matter what the cost may be. Sasuke was now viewed as a total outcast among the Leaf, and they treated him in the same manner as a Jinchuriki. Yeah, I was about to say, it really feels like he and Naruto switched roles in this. His fangirls left him, and they were now in love with Konohamaru. It was kind of an ironic twist. Naruto was the hero where he would have been the villain and uh, had his parents died, and Sasuke is now the villain because of Naruto. During the missions they did those insidious D-rank Tora missions. Vince trained everyone in the team for 6 whole months. After the Capture Tora mission, it was time for the Land of Waves mission. Tazuna, the bridge builder, came in to Hokage's office. Are we really gonna do this again? Isn't this the one where they go in? I don't remember it. I honestly don't remember it, but I'm so sure we've done this exact story. Granted, we've done a lot of this all before. So I don't know what the hell I'm even complaining about. That's just, woo, I love it. These brats are he looks at Naruto and Vince. Naruto and Vince aren't you a sight for sore eyes? For these sore old eyes, says Tazuna. It's good to see you again, Tazuna, says Vince. It's been a while, you old drunk, says Naruto. We had to do most of our training away from the village because most of our techniques and powers are very destructive, says Vince. Why are you telling him this? Who cares? Yes, I remember that. I got your letters on how you met Tazuna and many shinobi during your training, says Minato. All right, meet us at the gate in 2 hours, says Kakashi. You got it, Sensei, says Vince. They waited by the gate for Kakashi, Yugeo, and Hayate. So, how have things been in the Land of Waves, Tazuna? Asks Naruto. Not good, Naruto. The Land of Waves is under the tyranny of Gato, and I only had enough money for a C rank mission, says Tazuna. Gato. Gato? Maybe it's Gato. The Gato of Gato Shipping and Transport? From what I remember, he's the richest shipping magnate in all of the five great nations, says Sakura. I'm so sure. Yeah, this is exactly what happened last time. Yes, but that's just a front. He showed up 6 months ago and cut off our shipping ports to the mainland and took control of the entire village. My son in law, Kaiser, stood up to him. But he was executed in public, and Gato completely robbed us of all our hope and demoralized the entire village completely. That's why I'm building a bridge. I'll connect the Land of Waves to the mainland, and it will bring Gato's entire operation crashing down, says Amy. Yes, it will. Gato, no doubt, has rogue ninjas working for him. I'm sorry I lied about the mission parameters, but the only kind of mission I could afford was a C rank mission because of Gato. Gato, I keep fucking it up. Our treasury is bankrupt. I assume it's Gato. No, Gato might be right. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna stick with Gato. It's all right, Tazuna. We will gladly help you out and make Gato pay for his crimes, says Vince. That's right. Nobody hurts those that are precious to us and gets away with it, says Naruto. That's right. We won't let him get away with this, says Sakura. Team Thunder Angel. Uh-oh. Team Thunder Angel. Why does that sound so familiar? Team Loud Phoenix. Anyone? Anyone? Uh, Team Thunder Angel, let's get him, says Vince. They put their hands in on top of each other. Let's get him, says all. Kakashi, Yugeo, and Hayata had tears of joy for them. They decided to sit this one out and see if they can work this out all by themselves while watching from the shadows, says nobody. Says me, the narrator. All right, let's move out, team, says Vince. Let's, says Naruto. They were off 20 minutes later. They arrived at the border and saw two puddles of water, even though it hadn't rained in over a week. Yeah, these guys are the demons. They're not not real demons. Maybe it's just like a title. Wait, this is a trap, says Vince. I got this, says Amy. Amy fired a fire key blast at the puddles and it exploded when it hit them. Kaboom! Out of the explosion arose Gozu and Maizu. The Demon Brothers! Hey, I remembered. C rank rogue ninjas from the mist. They were knocked out when they hit the ground. Good work, Amy. Let's tie them up, says Vince. Okay, says Naruto. They did so. Naruto sealed them inside a scroll for their bounties. That was awesome, guys, says Tazuna. Thanks, Tazuna. We sealed them in a scroll for their bounties. They have a bounty of 5 million on their heads. That's good, says Vince. That's good money, says Tazuna. By the way, Naruto, you said you like doing carpentry. Did you learn it from Tazuna? Asks Sakura. I sure did. Tazuna is a great carpenter and a great teacher, says Naruto. What? That's a little confusing. It's not impossible that they met before. Um. Look, just in my eyes, right? When they got put into their teams, they talked about their likes and such. And Naruto said, "I like carpentry," and then stuff happened, and then apparently they were training for 6 months or something, and their training was so big and powerful that they had to go off away from the village to do it. And I got the impression that because it said that they met a lot of people in shinobi or whatever because of that, and I kind of got the impression that that's how they met Tazuna, who like like uh like I said appears after Naruto said he likes carpentry, but it implies that I guess he could like it without being good at it. But why would he say that? And why would she bring it up? I don't know. Whatever. A great teacher, says Naruto. Ha ha, Naruto is a great apprentice, says Tazuna. Am I out of water? I've got a little left. Dude, we're not even halfway. Oh, no. Okay. I believe it, says Satsuki. Believe it. You sure have been busy, Naruto, says Haruka. Thanks, girl, says Naruto. Let's continue on. Zabuza Momochi is sure to follow after the Demon Brothers, says Vince. I have a feeling you're right, Vince. I sense a powerful chakra signal in the land of waves, says Sakura. That's him, says Naruto. They went on and took a boat to the land of waves, and they arrived. Okay, everyone, stay close, says Vince. They heard some rustling in the bushes. Hold on, says Naruto. Naruto went to the bushes and picked up a white rabbit. It's Haku's little white rabbit, says Naruto. He sure is cute, says Sakura. They hear a whooshing sound coming towards them. Everyone, get down, says Vince. They all ducked as a giant sword hurtled above them and embedded into the tree. And standing on the blade was Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the mist. So we have a bunch of leaf kids protecting the. Well, I'll be. I never knew that you would be practicing the protecting the bridge builder, Vince and Naruto, says Zabuza. It's good to see you again, Zabuza. You sure have a knack for doing those awesome entrances. I take it Gato hired you two? You too? Asks Vince. He sure did, answers Zabuza. I believe it. Believe it. Is Haku there? Here? Asks Naruto. She sure is, answers Zabuza. Haku came out and she was dressed in Mist Hunter Ninja attire. It's great to see you again, Naruto, Vince, says Haku. You too, Haku. We met Zabuza and Haku on our training trip. Yeah, see? And they were being pestered by hunter ninjas, and we scared them off. You sure, ha ha ha, you sure did, Vince, says Zabuza. We believe it, says Sakura. The bloodline holocaust sure hasn't been kind, huh? That's why we're doing, that's why we are going to stop it. Me and Naruto are going to fly over to the mist and stop it by helping the rebels. Maybe we can also get our alliance with the mist back as well. Oh, my throat! I don't know why, but my fucking throat's killing me. Okay. I'm almost done. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Helping the rebels. Maybe we can also go the mist back as well, says Vince. I have a feeling you both can do it. Look for the leadef of the Bloodline Rebels, May Tarumi, says Zabuza. We'll keep an eye out, says Vince. Have been going around in the village that Lord Yagura is being manipulated somehow, says Zabuza. We have a feeling you're right, says Naruto. We'll see you in a week when we take down Gato, says Zabuza. Great, can you send a message to Gato for us? Asks Vince. You got it, says Abuza. Tell him that Team Thunder Angel is coming for him, and we will make him pay the ultimate price for his crime, says Vince. That's so cool. You got it, says Abuza. We'll see you in a week, guys, says Haku. Take care, says Naruto. Zabuza and Haku left the Team Loud Phoenix. Fuck. Team Thunder Angel, sorry. Team Thunder Angel proceeded onward. They all arrived at Tazuna's house. Here we are, says Tazuna. Tazuna opened the door. I'm home, says Tazuna. A woman came, and it was Tsunami, Tazuna's daughter. Dad, you're home, says Tsunami. She hugged him. It's thanks to these awesome shinobi here, says Tazuna. She saw Vince and Naruto. Vince and Naruto, it's so good to see you again, says Tsunami. You too, Tsunami, says Vince. Same here, says Naruto. Who are your friends? Asks Tsunami. It's a pleasure to meet you, Tsunami. I'm Sakura Haruno, says Sakura. I'm Rin Nohara, says Rin. I'm Akiko Suzuki, says Akiko. I'm Satsuki Uchiha, says Satsuki. I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die here reading this crap. I'm Haruna Uchiha, says Haruna. Satsuki and we're twins, says Satsuki and Haruna. I'm Yugito Ni, says Yugito. And I'm Mitarashi, says Ami. Amy, my bad. Maybe it is Ami, but I read it as Amy, so deal with it. It's such a pleasure to meet you all, says Tsunami. The pleasure is ours, Tsunami, says Akiko. They're all of my future wives, says Naruto. That's incredible, Naruto, says Tsunami, shocked. I'm in the Clan Restoration Act. It's like, it's weird, because what I'm getting out of it is like the same kind of thing we do with endangered species, where we get the endangered, you know, we get a male and a female together and we just kind of expect them to have sex and reproduce. It's a little weird. Okay, wait, Clan Restoration Act, but wasn't that what the Nine-Tailed Fox did? Didn't it tearing up the in the beginning? It destroyed the Uzumaki clan or whatever. But because it was stopped by Vince, only a few hundred. Now, unless there was only 100 Uzumaki people, and they're the ones who exclusively died, I don't really think you should be in a Restoration Act. Oh, who cares? Excuse me. And I made it very clear that I would not marry someone unless I got to know them and see if we are compatible. My ass, dude. Every time a girl shows up, she's like, "Oh hey, I like Naruto," and then Naruto's like, "I like you," and then they're fucking boom, thick as thieves, instantaneous. Like just that's wonderful. I was just starting to make dinner, says Tsunami. I could eat. We had a long journey here, says Vince. I can believe it. Believe it, says Tsunami. I'm home, says question mark. Welcome home, Inari, says Tsunami. Thanks, Mom. Grandpa, says Inari. Inari hugged Tazuna. Hey, I'm okay, Inari. Thanks to these awesome shinobi, says Tazuna. Inari looked at them and saw Vince and Naruto. Brothers Vince and Naruto? Asks Inari. It's been a while, Inari, says Vince. You've gotten so big, says Naruto. Inari hugged Naruto and cried hard into him. It's okay, Inari. Just let it all out, says Naruto. Tazuna told us what happened to Kaiza. I'm very sorry about what happened to him, and you will have our condolences and sympathy, says Vince. Thank you, Vince. Inari was never the same as he was back then, says Tsunami. We won't let Gato get away with everything he's done here. We're going to capture him and take him back to the Leaf so he can be tried for everything he's done here, says Vince. We will be forever grateful, Vince, says Tazuna. First, we're going to stop the Bloodline Holocaust in the mist and help everyone there, says Naruto. Yeah, I think we've got time for that. I have a feeling you will, says Tsunami. Thank you. Oh, me and Naruto are gonna leave some shadow clones to train everyone while we're away, says Vince. That's a good plan, guys, says Sakura. I agree with that, says Akiko. Me too, says Rin. Let's do it, says Amy. Satsuki and Haruno. We're in together. My bad. It's unanimous, bro, says Vince. Yeah, Inari is starting to fall asleep. I'm gonna go tuck him in, says Naruto. Naruto picked up Inari and and tucked him into his bed in his room. Big brother, why did Gato kill Daddy? Asks Inari. It's greed and power, bro. Like, don't call him bro. It can consume you and destroy you completely. I'm so sorry, bro. It just doesn't feel genuine when you say bro. You know, even if even if you were his brother, it's all my fault. I wasn't strong enough to face him. Cries Inari. That's not your fault, Inari. You let fear control you. Don't say that. Gato loves to control people with his greed and he rules over them by instilling fear. Would you feel better if I sang you a lullaby? Asks Naruto. I like that, big bro. Answers Inari. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Even Star plays. No, I can read this. I can read this. Translation. This is not the end. It is the beginning. You cannot falter now. If you trust nothing else, that's awesome. Trust this. Trust love. Everyone was enchanted by Naruto's divine singing. Speaking Elvish. Sleep Ithel Dilthin Gwanar. He will all Nia soon. I'm Berkson, says Naruto, speaking Elvish. Inari was fast asleep and Naruto left. You have a beautiful singing voice, Naruto, says Vince. Thanks, big bro. It's a hidden talent. Sure it is. It's really good, Naruto, says Sakura. You were amazing, Naruto, says Akiko. What was that language you learned, says Satsuki. It was Sindarin. Sindarian. I went with Vince to the Lord of the Rings world. Oh, sure, fuck it. Just a little side adventure, huh? How? Okay, how? Did you get into a simulator? Or can Vince just do that? Open portals. And if he can, then why the fuck are they even using the simulator? Okay. That is where I became a powerful swordsman of lightning and air. Elrond gave me his ring, Vilya the Ring of Air. Okay, says Naruto. Naruto held up he hand, and he had Vilya on his right middle finger. That ring is beautiful, says Haruna. It's beautiful. Wow. Oh, there we go. Yes, its power is immeasurable. I learned from the elves of Middle Earth when Vince took me on our training trip that it was endowed with immortality. Says Naruto. We learned from Lady Galadriel that Middle Earth has a terrible history. Why are we doing this? Don't do this! Don't do this! We aren't gonna have a little Lord of the Rings history lesson in the middle of our long ass fucking chapter. Oh Christ, kill me. God, dude. Morale is broken. It's you know what, actually? I'll take it. Compared to more Naruto crap, maybe I'll even like this a bit more. What happened? Asks Amy. It started 3,000 years ago in Middle Earth. It was with the forging of the great rings. I'm having a stroke. 3 rings were given to the elves, immortal, wisest, and fairest of all beings. Elves are immortal? Maybe. These rings were Vilya, the ring Naruto has, Nenya, the ring of water, and Narya, the ring of fire. 7 rings were given to the dwarf lords, great miners and craftsmen of the mountain halls, and 9 rings were given to the race of men. They were the kings and rulers of the world who above all else desire power. Withing these ring wearing, you mean? Or with these rings was bound the strength and will to govern each race. But little did they know another ring was made. In the land of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring to control all others. And into this ring he poured his cruelty, his malice, and his evil will to dominate all of life. Cool. There's no inscription written on it. There's where did I get there's an inscription written on it. It said 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Oh, that kind of goes hard. Essentially, this ring was made by the devil himself. Sauron is beyond evil in its purest form. He wanted to control everything, but some resisted against him. A huge alliance of men and elves faced the armies of Mordor on the slopes of Mount Doom, and they fought for their freedom. Victory was close, but at the last possible second, Isildur, son of King Elendil, took up his father's sword and defeated Sauron. The ring was passed to him, and he had this one chance to destroy all evil forever. But the ring was too strong for him, and it made him not do it. In the end, Isildur, whatever, was killed by an ambush. It was left untouched and forgotten for 2,500 years, but it was found by the creature named Gollum, and the ring consumed him and gave him unnatural long life, and for 500 years it poisoned his mind. But the ring was destroyed by a hobbit named Frollo. Oh, this is no. This is no, yeah. Because I could have sworn, right? I could have sworn it was Frodo, but I guess no, it's Frollo. It gave him he and his best friend and brother figure, Samwise Gamgee, destroyed the ring and Gollum. That was it for him, and Middle Earth was forever free from Sauron's reign of terror. That was terrible, says Sakura. Oh wait, I gotta give a good look at the ring. Whoa. Okay. That was terrible, says Sakura. I can't believe that all happened to that world, says Amy. Yeah, it was horrible, says Vince. Later the next day, Vince and Naruto were flying over to the mist. They arrived at a forest by the village, and they saw 3 mist shinobi attacking a sand kunoichi. Oh man, that's Pakura of the Scorch style. Let's go, says Vince. Right, says Naruto. Vince and Naruto charged and punched and kicked the mist shinobi and blew them into a tree, and they crashed through it. Rotten parasite, says Vince. Are you all right? Asks Naruto to Pakura. Yes, thank you, answers Pakura. Pakura, there's a bloodline holocaust going on in the mist, says Vince. Yes, I know. The sand sent me to my death, says Pakura. It was all because of the Sand Civilian Council. They're the ones that sent you to your death, says Naruto. Yes, I knew there was some form of corruption going on in the five great nations councils, says Pakura. Yeah, it was because of them that this whole planet is in the grip of chaos, says Vince. That's just the start. I saw the delivery of the Kazakage's youngest son, Gara, from the shadows. I saw that Chio was poisoning Karura, and after Gara was born, I substituted Karura's body with a clone that looked just like her. I told Karura everything that Lord Rasa might do to Gara. Fucking who are these people? And they tried to get rid of me to prevent me from telling anyone about what they were going to do. I knew something, says Pakura. I knew something was seriously evil about that old witch, says Naruto. Me too, says Vince. Thank you both for saving me, by the way, says Pakura. You're welcome. The name's Vince Pusateri, says Vince. And I'm Naruto Uzumaki no Mikaze, says Naruto, the famous son of the fourth Hokage and Vince of the cosmos, says Pakura. That's right, says Vince. It's truly an honor. I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to the sand after everything that's happened to me, says Pakura. It's all right, Pakura. We can ask Lord Minato to see if he can give you asylum in the Leaf, says Vince. You would do that for me? Asks Pakura. Sure, Pakura. The Leaf is a perfect home for Kekai Genkai wielders. My dad would be happy with it, answers Naruto. Thanks, guys. I owe you all one, says Pakura. We're on a mission in the Land of Waves stopping Gato's reign of terror, and as a bonus, me and Naruto are helping to stop the Bloodline Holocaust, says Vince. I will gladly help you out, says Pakura. Okay, let's go, says Naruto. They went into the Mist Village and saw that the village was in total turmoil. Everything was destroyed and damaged. Wow, this is terrible, says Vince. This is really bad. I can't believe that the fourth Mizukage let it go this far, says Naruto. How did this happen, asks Pakura. We heard rumors from Sabuza and the Yagura is being controlled somehow, says Naruto. Yeah, says Vince. We have to stop all this madness, says Pakura. We will, says Vince. You there, says question mark. They saw the leader of the Bloodline Rebels, Mei Tarumi. Are you Mei Tarumi? Asks Vince. That's right, says Mei. My name is Vince Pusateri, and this is my little brother Naruto Uzumaki Nankazi, says Vince. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mei, says Naruto. And my name is Pakura of the Scorch Style. I was sent here on a fake envoy mission, says Pakura. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I've heard lots of good things about both you and Naruto, Vince, says Mei. We get that a lot. Okay, weird. Anywho, we get that a lot, says Vince. We saw Zabuza in the Land of Waves on our mission and told him that we're going to stop the Bloodline Holocaust. He told us to find you, says Vince. It's good he did, says May. Weird rumors flying around that Yagura might be under someone's control somehow, says Naruto. You heard right. We don't know what or who it is, but it's what led Yagura to launch the Holocaust, says May. Let us handle it, May. We want to talk to him and confirm our suspicions, says Vince. I have a feeling that you can do it, Vince. Why do they say that? Like, don't get me wrong, I do too, because they're overpowered and stupid, but why do they say that? Like, do we really need every single character to be like, oh yeah, I believe you can do this? Because maybe belief, belief in somebody's capabilities is another one of Naruto's weird kinks. You know, like the wings and the always being thanked. Kink is probably the wrong word for it, but whatever. Good luck in Naruto. I want to talk to you, says May. Okay, says Naruto. You go with Naruto. I'll handle this, says Vince. Okay, says Naruto again. Vince went to the Mist Administration administration building and knocked on the door of the Mizukage office. Come in, says question mark. He opened the door and he saw Yagura. Are you Yagura, the fourth Mizukage? Asks Vince. Yes, I am. It's a pleasure to meet you, Vince Pusateri. You are well known throughout the five great nations. Okay, this is really just Naruto revamped at this point. There ain't a one loud character in here, man. Answers Yagura. It's mutual. Anyway, I have reason to believe that you are under someone's control, says Vince. How do you know that? Asks Yagura. Rumors have been flying around. Let me help you and see if I can figure out who or what is causing this, says Vince. Vince? All right, you've got 5 minutes, says Yagura. I only need 3, says Vince. So cool. Vince then channeled his energy and went inside Yagura's subconscious. What he saw for Yagura's mindscape was a vast ocean. He has the ocean for his mindscape, says Vince. Very perceptive. Vince saw a strange red glow and found that the moon is a Mangekyo Sharingan eye. But it was a pattern that he saw before. That's a Mangekyo Sharingan. So an Uchiha is controlling him. Wait a second, I know that pattern all too well. That's the same as Kakashi Sensei's Mangekyo. Not only that, but JD told me that there's only one person that has that pattern. Obito Uchiha. But that is impossible. Obito should be dead. He died 15 years ago, says Vince. This is truly remarkable. It's like a Beyblade. Vince has a memory flashback and he saw that Obito survived by being repaired by an elderly Madara Uchiha. And he put him back together, and Obito set about his path of darkness because of him. Now he's out there trying to destroy the entire planet with an evil organization called Akatsuki. Akatsuki. Oh no! This is worse than we thought. I have to stop this, says Vince. Vince flared up his energy and fired a ki blast at the moon in Yagura's mind space and completely obliterated it, freeing him from Obito's control. So if he was in Obito's control, why would he even let this happen? Who cares? That did it. Time to go, says Vince. Vince vanished. Yagura was disoriented. What what happened? Asks Yagura. You were under the influence of a genjutsu from an Uchiha. It made you start a civil war against all the users of Kekai Genkai. Explains Vince. What? Asks Yagura. Yagura saw what was happening and he was horrified. I have to stop this, says Yagura. Yagura gathered everyone up and announced what went down. Vince and Naruto were with him. Now, the reason I called you all here is because I am stopping. I am putting a stop to this unreasonable conflict. I was under the influence of a genjutsu from a member of the Uchiha clan, a rogue Uchiha, actually. He controlled me, and my actions were not of my own. Not my own. It was all against my will, and I couldn't stop myself. But thanks to the brave actions of Vince Pusateri and Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, who didn't even do anything here, I am back to my old self again, says Yagura. Everyone cheered wildly. Vince, Naruto, you both saved me from myself even though I wasn't in control of my actions, and you both saved the mist from total destruction. So we have a special honor for you both, says Yagura. Yagura had a shinobi come up, and he had a box with him, and Yagura opened it, and in it were blue star medals. Vince Pusateri, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, I, Yagura Karatachi of the 4th Mizukage of the village hidden in the mist, bestow you, our land's highest honor, the sapphire star of the heart of water. Whoa, says Yagura. Everyone cheered wildly for them as Yagura placed the medals around their necks. I'm truly honored, Lord Yagura, says Vince. It's a great honor, says Naruto. You both earned it. Also, I have another announcement to make. My actions may not have been on my own, but it does not excuse my carelessness. I have therefore decided to step down as the 4th Mizukage. I've decided that I will seek asylum in the leaf because of my crimes, and I fear that my enemies will hunt me down and kill me. I have named my successor Mei Terumi. I have named my successor. Mei Terumi is now hereby named the 5th Mizukage. Everyone cheered wildly for Mei, and it was wild. Later gave Vince a scroll that was a reinstatement of alliance for the leaf and the mist. Hooray. Wheel, guys, let's go to the land of waves and get back to Tizuna's house, says Vince. You got it, says Naruto. Stay close to me, says Vince. Vince used instant transmission and they beamed over to Tizuna's house. Why not just beam over to Gato and kill him? They arrived and opened the door, and Sakura and Akiko came. Naruto, says Sakura. Naruto, Vince, says Akiko. They hugged them. Thank goodness you're all right. How did it go? Asks Sakura. The Bloodline Holocaust is over. We have some guests with us, says Vince. It's a pleasure to meet you, Sakura. I'm Yagura, former 4th Mizukage, says Yagura. Same here, Lord Yagura, says Sakura. You don't have to call me Lord Yagura, just Yagura is fine, says Yagura. Sorry. And you are? asks Sakura to Pakura. Pakura. I'm Pakura of the Scorched style, says Pakura. Oh wow, I heard a lot about you. You stopped the rock/sand feud and was named the hero of the sand, says Akiko. Until the Sand Council's corruption tried to destroy her, we have quite a tale for you all, says Vince. Can't wait to hear it, says Akiko. At the table, they were having dinner, and Vince and Naruto revealed everything. So the Bloodline Holocaust was caused by an Uchiha? Asks Sakura. Yeah, it wasn't just any Uchiha, it was Kakashi Sensei's and Rin's thought to be dead teammate, Obito Uchiha, explains Vince. Everyone but Yagura gasped and they were in shock and horror. Obito's alive? Asks Rin. Yeah, Obito is alive and well. He's the true mastermind behind not only the Bloodline Holocaust, but also the Nine Tails attack on Naruto's birthday, says Vince. I heard that Orochimaru was responsible for it, says Naruto. Yes, but he was coerced into doing it by Obito in his quest for ultimate power. So that makes Obito the true mastermind for that as well. But that's not the worst of it, says Vince. Why? What's up? Asks Amy. He's the true leader of an organization called the Akatsuki, says Vince. Red Dawn. That's an interesting name. How will we know who to look out for? Asks Naruto. They wear black cloaks and red clouds on them, and their headbands have gashes through their village symbols, says Vince. So they're an organization of rogue ninjas? Asks Satsuki. Yep. Yes, they're all S to triple S rank in power, and they pose a very catastrophic threat to the entire planet, says Vince. How do they plan on destroying the world? Asks Haruna. Their plan is called Project Tsuki. Tsuki no Me, or Me, meaning Project Moon Eye. They have to capture all 9 Jinchuriki and extract the tailed beast from within them. This will ultimately result in their death, says Vince. They gasped. So that means I'm a target for the Akatsuki, says Yagura. That's right, Yagura, says Vince. That means I'm a target too because I hold Matatabi, the two-tailed wraith cat, says Yugito. Yes, you both are Jinchuriki. Yagura, you hold Izobu, the three-tailed turtle. In Aka, hold on. In Akatsuki plan the Aka the Ak. I just I'm having a stroke. All these names, man. Izobu, Akatsuki, Matatabi. I'm just okay. The Akatsuki plan on capturing the tailed beasts and fuse them all back into their original form, says Vince. Their original form? What is that? asks Akiko. Their original form is called the Ten Tails. That is what it looks like, says Vince. Vince used his magic and showed what it looked like in a hologram. It looks like a bit more than 10, but whatever. Everyone but Vince gasped. That thing is hideous, says Naruto. Unbelievable, says Sakura. No, I'm having a fucking episode. We're almost done-ish a little bit. I'd say there's like what 20 more minutes left of reading. Unbelievable, says Sakura. Yes, and its power is almost infinite, says Vince. How can a creature like that have that kind of power? Asks Akiko. It's the progenitor of where all the chakra came from. It's a primordial creature that is the original tailed beast. Obito plans on becoming its Jinchuriki, a Jinchuriki of pure evil, and his power will be unreal. He plans to use its power and plunge the world into an eternal super genjutsu called Infinite Tsukuyomi. By reflecting the creature's eye on the moon, he will plunge the world into an eternal false peace. Obito plans on doing all of this in the name of true peace, but what he doesn't know is that the infinite Tsukuyomi will destabilize the planet's core and it will cause the planet to explode. I wonder if that's true. Because what if what if in the original that last part isn't true and he is just trying to make peace, which honestly isn't that bad. He's kind of if that's the case, then it's like He's got like a good end goal, but he probably is using bad means to get to it, right? I mean, he has to, at the very least, kill all of the Jinchuriki. But at the end of the day, peace is peace, you know? There's always going to be war, so just saying, it's not the worst motive in the world, assuming, in the original story, the whole planet exploding part is not true, which I would like to believe it isn't, because it kind of sounds like something made up. Everyone but Vince gasped. That's insane, says Naruto. That is not true peace. Well, it is until the world explodes. But the world exploding isn't really not peace. It's more like nothing, because everything's gone. Says Pakura. Yeah, that's total annihilation, says Sakura. Rin was horrified. Obito, what has happened to you? Cries Rin. Akiko comforted her. Why would Obito want to destroy the entire planet? Asks Akiko. I don't think he wants to. I don't think he would go through with it if he knew it would explode the planet. Madara Uchiha, that's what. I don't know how Madara survived his battle with the first Hokage, but somehow he did, says Vince. But Madara died a long time ago, says Tsunami. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But somehow Madara was alive this whole time? Well, then he didn't. And he brainwashed Obito into destroying the entire planet. Madara is not only the devil in human form, but he's also the worst man that ever lived, says Vince. That's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine that he's going to destroy the entire planet by using Obito like that. His plan is absolutely pure evil, says Naruto. Yeah, Madara is pure evil incarnate, says Sakura. Do. Silk Song DLC was announced. Just, it's cool to think about. Anyways, yeah, he makes even the devil himself look like a saint compared to him, says Vince, reaching into his pocket. Here's some photos of the members of the Akatsuki. Vince laid some photos out on the table, and they saw them. So these are the members of the Akatsuki. I know these three, says Naruto. Naruto pointed to three photos. Naruto points to the red hair man. That's my mom's older brother, Nagato Uzumaki, my mom's older brother and my uncle. He points to the blue hair girl. That girl is Conan. Conan. She has a bloodline that enables her to control paper. He points to the orange hair man. That guy is Yahiko. These three were Jiraiya Sensei's previous students before he taught Dad. Wow. Uh, is that not Naruto? I guess. Well, yeah. If it's his uncle, I guess there could be a resemblance. Wait, red hair? No, no. Huh. Yeah, red hair is apparently his uncle. Whatever. Says Naruto. Says Naruto. Says Naruto. I had no idea that Master Jiraiya taught your uncle Naruto, says Sakura. It surprised me too. Nagato was the leader of the Akatsuki before they turned evil, says Vince. I believe it. Believe it, says Amy. I know him, says Sakura, pointing to a photo of another man with red hair. That's Sasori of the Red Sands, says Pakura. He was a former member of the Sands Puppet Brigade. I think I know something about Naruto and puppets. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, he went rogue 15 years ago, says Vince. They call him Sasori of the Red Sands because he would stain the sands of the desert red with his enemies' bloods, and that's what gave him the moniker. Oh, yeah, I know. That's literally what you just did. You just whatever. He must be a very formidable puppet master, says Naruto. He sure is, says Pakura. Yagura points to a picture of a blue-skinned man that looked like a shark. I know him. That's Kisame Hoshigaki, the Scourge of the Mist and the most powerful member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen, says Yagura. That's not blue skin. That is pale. Gray, whitish. Silverish, I mean. Yeah, gray, white, silver. Any of those three would work. Pale. Why is he called the Scourge of the Mist, Yagura? Why is he called the Scourge of the Mist, Yagura? Asks Naruto. He wields Samahata sword, the shark skin, and it absorbs the chakra of his targets and gives it to him to provide, provide an accelerated healing factor. He is said to possess as much power as that of a tailed beast, hence giving him the nickname the tailless tailed beast. That's cool, I guess. Explains Yagura. That's incredible, says Naruto. That is amazing, says Haruna. Naruto points to a photo of Orochimaru. I know him. That's Orochimaru of the Sannin. Seinen, who knows? Says Naruto. That's right, Naruto. He almost killed Minato and Kushina, and he would have had I not arrived, says Vince. It's good you did, says Naruto. That's what Orochimaru's look like this whole time? That's not very threatening. He just kind of looks like an edgelord. Orochimaru is a member of the Akatsuki? Asks Sakura. Yes, but according to Master Jiraiya's spy network, he just defected for some unknown reason, says Vince. I can't believe that a member of the three legendary Sannin went rogue and is now the most dangerous enemy in the world next to Madara Uchiha. Says Tsunami. It's just hard to imagine, says Inari. Yeah, says Vince. Who's that with the face mask? Asks Yagura. Vince points to a man with a face mask. That's Kakuzu of the Five Hearts. Uh, Answers Vince. What was he known for? Asks Sakura. Kakuzu originally came from the Hidden Waterfall, and he was sent on a mission to try and assassinate the first Hokage. This was 60 years ago, but the first Hokage was too strong for him, and he returned to the village in failure. He was going to be punished for it. While he was imprisoned, he developed a very vengeful and violent hatred and grudge towards the entire Hidden Waterfall. He broke out and stole the Hidden Waterfall's most dangerous forbidden jutsu, Earth Grudge Fear. It essentially turned him into a human ragdoll and gave him the ability to use all five elemental natures. Interesting, interesting. And interesting. Answers Vince. He can use all five. Oops. He can use all five natures. Asks Amy. Exclaims Amy. Mm-hmm. And he gets them by ripping people's live beating hearts out of their bodies and eats them. Says Vince. Ew. Says everyone but Vince. That is sick. Says Naruto. I know, and as a result, it extends his lifespan, and he gains those elementals depending on what elemental. Whoa, I'm having like crazy deja vu and a tongue tied stroke. I know, and as a result, it extends his lifespan, and he gains those elements depending on what element they have. He gets the elements by showing what mask they are on his back. Whatever. Says Vince. That is weird, says Sakura, but he has one weakness that we can exploit, and that's his love of money. Says Vince. That is a powerful weakness, and they do say that the love of money is the root of all evil. Dude, the Lados Revamped is the root of all evil. Whatever, says Naruto. That's correct, says Vince. Who is this? Asks Haruna, pointing to a photo of a gray haired man with a triple bladed scythe. That's Hidan of Jashin? Maybe it's like Yashin. I'll say Yashin because it sounds better. That's Hidan of Yashin, says Vince. A Yashinist? I thought they were wiped out ages ago, says Akiko. I was thinking exactly the same thing, Akiko. Wow. Yeah, they are nothing but trouble. Hidan comes from the hidden hot water village and is part of the cult that worships the evil god of destruction, Yashin. He's immortal and he can survive practically anything we throw at him, and he will still live. He kills his victims as sacrifices them to Yashin. But to do that, he needs to get some of their blood. He drinks it and draws the symbol of Yashin on the ground, and he becomes like a living voodoo doll. A stab to his heart is all it takes to kill his victims. Cool. Says Vince, that is sick, says Satsuki. Yeah, I thought so too. It's totally sick. No kidding, says Vince. If he really is immortal, like me, then we have to cut off his head and completely destroy the rest of his body so we can capture him, says Naruto. That's a good idea, bro. I was just about to suggest that, says Vince. Great minds think alike, says Haruna. I agree, says Tsunami. Who is this guy? Asks Inari, pointing to a blonde long hair man. That is Daidera the Mad Bomber, says Vince. Why is he called the Mad Bomber? Asks Sakura. That's the rough part. He's a homicidal maniac. He comes from the Hidden Rock and is a former member of the Rock's Explosion Corps. They possess the explosion style Kekai Genkai, and they are very deadly. Daidera is a powerful shinobi and a dangerous one. He is also completely insane, and he thinks that his explosions are a major artistic achievement. Whew! My god, my god, my god, my god. We're so close. Just get it over with. That is insane, says Naruto. He has some major screws loose, says Sakura. No kidding. He once was trained by Onoki, the third Tsukikage. He was enraged that his so-called art wasn't getting enough acceptance, and he stole the Hidden Rock's forbidden jutsu. He uses clay for his bombs, and he channels Sakura into his clay sculptures that turn them into living bombs, and they can range in power from a small stick of dynamite to that of a powerful nuclear explosion, which possesses enough power to completely obliterate an entire village and wipe it clean off the map. Explains Vince. Whoa, that is powerful, says Amy. Yeah, after he stole their jutsu, he went on a bombing spree and annihilated 75% of the Hidden Rock. He sold himself out to terrorist organizations and killed thousands of innocent people. Says Vince. This guy's a true monster, says Tsunami. No kidding. This guy's a strange one. Uh, says Vince, pointing to a man with one side of his skin white and the other was black and had a Venus flytrap appearance. This is Zetsu. He is a spy for the organization. He sure looks weird, he's by the organization, says Vince. He sure looks weird, says Sakura. That he does. Okay. Hello? There we go. He looks like two people squeezed together, says Naruto. That's exactly what he is. The white half of Zetsu is really an artificial creation of the mighty god Shri, the original form of the Ten Tails. Okay. Says Vince. So he was originally born from the Ten Tails? Asks Naruto. Yes. Have you ever heard of Kaguya Atsutsuki? Asks Vince. I have. She was known as the Rabbit Goddess. 1,000 years ago, she became known as the first ever person to use chakra, says Satsuki. That's right, this is a photo of her, says Vince. Vince pulled a photo of Kaguya Atsutsuki. She was beautiful, says Sakura. She sure was, says Satsuki. Wow. I mean, the eye in the middle of the forehead's a little weird, but other than that, she's beautiful. Yeah, Zetsu is a husk of one of the first shinobi that became one of Kaguya's servants. He became a servant of Madara Uchiha not long after he was defeated by the first Hokage. Okay, whatever. He says Mensutsu is a servant of Madara Uchiha. That's unusual. Oh, I don't like this next part. That's unusual, says Haruna. Yeah, his black half is a manifestation of Kaguya's will. Kaguya's third son, if you will. Kaguya Otsutsuki had two sons, Hagoromo and Hamaru Otsutsuki. Hagoromo would later become christened as the mighty sage of the Six Paths. During the warring times 1,000 years ago, Kaguya ate the forbidden fruit of the god tree and was given incredible power, and she put a stop to all the fighting. She gave birth to her two sons and became known as a benevolent goddess. Eventually, the power of the god tree's chakra became too strong for her, and it corrupted her and destroyed her sanity. She plunged the world into infinite Tsukuyomi and enslaved the planet. Hagoromo and Hamura stopped her and stood up to her, and she merged with the god tree and transformed it into the ten-tailed beast. Hagoromo sealed the entire beast into him and became the first Jinchuriki. He knew that Kaguya would escape and terrorize the world again when he died. So, to make sure that never happened, he used a powerful jutsu to divide the ten-tailed chakra into 9 pieces and scattered them throughout the world. Those 9 pieces are the nine-tailed beasts. Explains Vince. The tailed beasts are the fragments of the 10 tails? Obviously, says Sakura. Asks Sakura. Yes, after the battle of Hagoromo and Hamura banished Kaguya into the moon, along with the husk of the 10 tails body. Black Zetsu was created as a result. He was he has one main objective, and that is to resurrect Kaguya. Kaguya, says Vince. Everyone but Vince was shocked. We're shocked, I mean. So that's what Akatsuki is going to do. Not only are they going to destroy the entire planet, but they're also going to resurrect Kaguya so she can rule over the world with an iron fist. Says Naruto. That's exactly right. The planet survived the first infinite Tsukuyomi, but it didn't survive. But it won't survive another. After Kaguya was banished, Black Setsu set all the events into motion. He manipulated Hagoromo's eldest son, and Indra, who is the first Uchiha, into believing that power is stronger than love. That is what sparked the Uchiha's curse of hatred. And so like that's why you guys so it ain't even their fault. You kill them in these horrid ways, and it ain't even their fault. So our clan's hate was sparked because of Black Zetsu? Asks Satsuki. Yeah, yes, it was all because of Black Zetsu that the world is now in grave danger, says Vince. That is terrible. We can't let the Akatsuki do this, says Akiko. We got to warn everyone and prepare for them, says Naruto. We can do that, but we can't let everyone in the world know about the Akatsuki's plans, and that we are on to them. Our best chance is to destroy them one pair at a time. They travel in pairs. Our first target is Zetsu, says Vince. That's a good idea. We'll have to train harder than ever, says Akiko. Sure you will. We know you can do it, guys, says Tsunami. Thanks, Tsunami, says Pakura. We have to in order to save our future, says Yagura. And we will now. We will. Now let's get some sleep. We have a big day tomorrow, says Vince. Later, Team Thunder Angel was on the bridge waiting for Gato. Oh, my lord, and they were playing cards to pass the time. Zabuza and Haku arrived. So you guys arrived, says Zabuza. We sure did. Did Gato receive our message? Asks Vince. He sure did, and he was enraged. He's on his way now, and he'll be here in 15 minutes, says Haku. Excellent. Our trap is all set. Now we wait. Want to play some cards with us? Asks Vince. Oh, you're on, says Zabuza. They played card games and waited. Naruto made shadow clones to watch over Tsunami and Inari. 15 minutes later, Gato arrived and he was enraged. Zabuza, why are you playing cards instead of killing them? Asks. Exclaims Gato. Because you all fell right into our trap, Gato, says Vince. He's so smart. It was the most obvious trap in the world, but he's so smart. He clapped his hands on a barrier trapped Gato and his thugs. Gato, you are under arrest in the name of the village hidden in the leaves, says Vince. Then come and get me. Triple pay for killing them all, but leave the women alive. I'll use them for entertainment, says Gato. Crazy. That's crazy. Like heck you will, says Vince. The thugs charged and they slashed all of them apart, and in the fight, Zabuza was mortally wounded, and he was still fighting. The thugs were all killed, and Gato was captured by Naruto and wrapped in chains and ninja wire. Zabuza laid on the ground, dying, and then Vince, Haku, and Naruto approached him. Guys, do you think he'll die? You know, he might. He genuinely might. It's not the first time um, that people have died, and JD and gang have decided not to. Obviously, this isn't JD, but Vince is basically JD at this point. So yeah, JD and gang have let people die without, even though they can absolutely heal them and or resurrect them. So genuinely, I don't know if he's gonna die. It's genuinely gonna be a roll of the dice. It's over, Zabuza. Gato is in our custody, says Vince. That's good. Gato deserves to face trial for his crimes. Haku, please fulfill my last request, says Zabuza weakly. What is it, Master Zabuza? Cries Haku. You were like a daughter that I've always wanted, and I will love you for always. But be with Naruto and give him all your love. Oh, crying out loud. Vince, take care and look after Naruto and Haku. Do that for me as my last request, says Zabuza. You have my word of honor, Zabuza. Naruto is like a little brother in everything but blood. Haku will be like my own little sister. I promise to look after her, says Vince. I know you will. Naruto, take my hand, says Zabuza. Naruto took his hand and Zabuza glowed yellow. Whoa, what's happening? I had a rush, says Naruto. I transferred all of my techniques and abilities into you, Naruto. You are worthy of them. Yagura, I'm sorry I attacked you. says Zabuza. Oh Lord. You have already been forgiven, Zabuza. I will always love you like a brother, says Yagura. Thank you, says Zabuza. His breathing stops. Goodbye, Zabuza, says Vince. Vince closed his eyes in respect. Haku was crying hard and Naruto was comforting her. Crying. He's quick with it, ain't he? You heard his last request. Let's get busy. It's okay, Haku. It's okay, says Naruto. Later, after the bridge was completed, it was christened as the Bridge of Team Thunder Angel. Really? You know, God, their egos really win out every time. I would have thought it'd be christened the Bridge of Zabuza, seeing as he's dead and he died for it. But no, it's got to be Team Thunder Angel, which, mind you, is a much worse name, but who cares? It was named in honor of the heroic actions of Team Thunder Angel. The bridge also had a beautiful statue in solid bronze, and it was shaped with the members of Team Thunder Angel holding bolts of lightning in their hands. Not a single mention of Zabuza, who no doubt will go forgotten. This is absolutely going to be the last time we even hear his name mentioned. I guarantee it. Well, guys, we did it. Mission accomplished, says Vince. You said it, Vince. I wonder if our senseis were watching, says Naruto. We sure were, guys, says Kakashi. Kakashi, Yugeo, and Hayata appeared. Hello, sensei, says Vince. I just lost my spot. I don't even know how. Hello, Sensei, says Vince. There it is. We saw the whole mission from the shadows, and you all did a very spectacular job, says Kakashi. We're very proud of all of you, says Yugeo. You did a great job, all of you, says Hayata. Thanks, Sensei, says Naruto. We were also captured Geto, and we will pay for everything he's done, and he will pay for everything he's done out here, says Sakura. Ha! You'll never get anything out of me, and I will never talk, says Geto. We won't have to lift a finger to do so. We have someone that will do it for us, says Vince. Later in the leave, Team Thunder Angel went into the Hokage office and they filed their report. Kakashi was in a state of shock after he found out that Obito was alive and is trying to destroy the planet. The friend he mourned for and prayed for all of these years was alive, and well, and is going to destroy everything. That is incredible. You all have made me so proud, especially very proud of you, son, says Minato. Thanks, Dad, says Naruto. I just can't believe that Obito is alive, and he's out there trying to destroy the planet, says Minato. Blame Madara for that. He's out there and is going to kill all of us if we don't stop him, says Vince. And I'm glad you captured Geto. Anbu, take Geto to Inoichi and tell him to show no mercy, says uh, nobody, actually, says nobody. Nobody said that. That was a narration. Yes, sir, says Frog. They took Geto away to be interrogated. Not only did you complete the mission, but also set history here. Never before has a Genin team complete a C rank turned triple S rank mission. Congratulations to all of you. Now you are all dismissed. Yagura, Haku, and Pakura, you stay so we can see if you want to become Leaf Shinobi, says Minato. See you next mission, Minato, says Vince. Will do, says Minato. After which they went home for a nice long rest. Tsunami and Inari went with them, and Tsunami is now one of Naruto's future wives. Again. Again. And probably again another age gap relationship, pedophilia relationship, grooming, the whole works. We don't have to go over this again. And Inari is his son. Mm-hmm. Okay. He's like what, 12? Naruto, I mean? Naruto is 12 and he's got a friggin' son. Let me check. No, let's not check. I'm this close. Let's not check. Pakura and Haku are Naruto's future wives too. It was a truly amazing mission. Continues in part 3. Look, I don't know how good Naruto is, but there ain't no way it's so good that James Nuts in here decided to make a whole mini-series fanfic about it in his fanfic about the Loud House, which already had periodic mentions of Naruto. Holy shit, this is a bitch. And this is like a look into the future because a lot of the future chapters are long as shit, man. I'm so goddamn unhappy right now. It's crazy. I'm probably gonna have to go down to like 2 chapters per audiobook if it's gonna continue to be this long. Whew. Okay. Well, so yada yada. Quiz questions. Put them in the Discord if you have any. Um, like and subscribe. See you next time.